man, you don't know what I went through
Yeah.
to get to be here.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, that's why I have an appreciation for it. I manage the little things better for me. The little things matter. If you don't take care of the little things, man, you'll never know how to appreciate the bigger things in life. And that was like one of my last teasers.
This podcast is brought to you by BLAKETOBERFEST Brewing, the official beer of the podcast. Located in Atwater and Ceres, this brewery offers not only delicious tasting beer, but great events that bring the whole community together. So on October 8th and 14th, make sure that your calendars are cleared for BLAKETOBERFEST 2022. The Atwater one will be happening October 8th, and the Ceres one will be happening October 14th. There will be beer, games, live music, cocktails, Stein challenges, and so much more. In order to get the tickets, make sure you visit their Instagram accounts. It's at BLAKETOBERFEST Brewing or at BLAKETOBERFEST Tarmac. Click the link in their bio, and you can purchase tickets right there. Now, and it is October, you guys, so if you guys are in the mood for a spooky season and you want some fall-tasting beer, then look no further than the BLAKETOBERFEST Merced. I believe I said that right. Merced. I looked up a pronunciation right before this. And the Peanut Butter Vanilla Bean Milk Stout. Both those are available for a limited time, so make sure you guys get those and check out BLAKETOBERFEST Brewing here in Atwater and Ceres. This podcast is brought to you by Worknet and the Merced County Workforce Development Board. On this podcast, we often talk about how people from the Central Valley made it, either starting their own business or in changing a career. And what Worknet Merced does is they provide people with career advice, job information, and training they might need to change careers or to start that business. Worknet services are provided through Merced County, and they are completely free. So if you guys have any information about this at all, please visit worknetmerced.com. They are completely free, like I said, and they have helped hundreds of people and small businesses every year. Once again, please check them out at worknetmerced.com. This podcast is brought to you by Creepy Kawaii Designs, a locally owned art gallery located at 1742 Canal Street in downtown Merced. Creepy Kawaii features art, spray paint, events, clothing, Asian import snacks, and a lot more. Now, when I say events, she's always putting on for the art community in Merced and the whole community in general. So if you guys want to see what she's been doing recently, go follow her on Instagram. That's at Creepy Kawaii Designs. Once again, that's at Creepy Kawaii Designs. And you can check out more information about the shop at www.creepykawaiidesigns.com. Thanks again, Patty. This podcast is brought to you by the Sisters of the Valley. Located right here in the heart of the Central Valley, these sisters make homegrown healing products, CBD salves, tinctures, oils, and mushroom coffee. They believe that you need to heal your body the safe way, the way nature intended it. All these products work amazing. I constantly use their CBD-infused oil, and their CBD salve is my go-to absolute favorite. If I'm sore at all, if anything's aching, I put that on, and it helps it. And if you guys want to support the Sisters of the Valley, please visit their website, sistersofthevalley.org, or follow them on Instagram, at Sisters of the Valley. Thanks again, sisters. Tuning into Central Valley Podcast, I'm your host, Micah Diele. If you're new around here, this is a show where we highlight the talented individuals who live within the Central Valley of California, as well as people in general who are passionate about what they do. So whether that's a musical artist, whether that's a business owner, whether that's somebody else who has a podcast, whatever it is, we like to highlight the talented people in the Central Valley because it gets a bad rep, and we're trying to change that stigma. So thank you guys for tuning in. Now, my musical guest today, because we've been doing musical guests this season, my musical guest today is Brian Cade. Brian is a very, very talented singer. I got linked up with him through Johnny Boy, and he came in, and we just had a blast, honestly. He came in, and we recorded 2 songs pretty quickly, but then we just ended up hanging out for like 2 hours, and we just had nonstop laughing. So it was just a great time. I really, really appreciate him coming to the Central Valley Podcast studio and just performing these amazing songs. So I'm going to stop talking, and without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is Brian Cade.
Hey, right about now, we gonna get groovy with it. Yes, Lord.
Guess what?
What's up?
I got a fever.
Okay.
And the only prescription.
What's the prescription?
is more cowbell.
Hey, girl, stop playing with me. I like how you've been watching, know you like what you see. Let's go. I got my foot on the gas. We both want it, so let's not pretend we're moving too fast. Now is the right time to make memories, taking our sweet time. In between the sheets, I'll be the host for your private show. Let's make the most of this moment. Baby, let loose, stop acting brand new. Forget what they say, we grown. So hop in my backseat and we'll get nasty and have no regrets tomorrow. Hey, now is the right time to make memories, taking our sweet time. In between the sheets, I'll be the host for your private show. Let's make the most of this moment. Can we lose control? Release the pressure. Don't waste time. It's now or never. There's nothing better when we're together. Non-stop pleasure when we collide. Now is the right time to make memories, taking our sweet time. In between the sheets, I'll be the host for your private show. Let's make the most of this moment. Baby, let loose, stop acting brand new. Forget what they say, we grown. So hop in my backseat and we'll get nasty and have no regrets tomorrow. Let's bring it back. Now is the right time to make memories, taking our sweet time. In between the sheets, I'll be the host for your private show. Let's make the most of this moment. That's when the horns come in. Hey, 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 hey. It's real classy. Yeah, it's real elegant. Hey, but it's also funky, you know what I mean? And we gonna do it one more time. Baby, let loose, stop acting brand new. Forget what they say, we grown. Hey, shout out Central Valley Podcast.
Well done, Brian. Well done. Brian is a very cool dude, you guys. He has an amazing voice, and the song he's gonna play at the end, you get to hear it even more. He's groovy, man. That's the one way I could describe it. He's groovy. So please go support him. His @ is right down here. I believe it's just Brian Cade 1. And go support his albums and everything else he's got going on. He's doing a lot of different shows. So go check him out. He's from Fresno, California. Once again, thanks for coming on, Brian Cade. Now let's just jump into today's episode. Today, I am joined by what he would say as your favorite Native American, Jose Cruz. Now, Jose invited me. He has a podcast that's based out of Fresno, and it's called the Still Here Podcast. We talk about why it's named that and everything else in between on this podcast. And we just sit down and we just have a great conversation. Lots of laughing between us, and we get deep too. And it's just great connecting with other people who are in the same field as you. And I truly appreciated the conversation we had. His wifey was here, Duffy was here, and it was just such a great time with them in the studio. So thanks again for coming on, Jose. And I'm not going to spoil anything. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Jose Cruz.
Hey, shout out Central Valley Podcast.
This is it. Real talk. Whatnot.
Real talk. That's it. Real talk. Real talk. Real talk.
Thanks for coming on the Central Valley's #1 podcast, man.
Hey, wait. Wait, I thought I was Central Valley #1 podcast. Do we have beef?
It just repeats the whole conversation that we had.
That was fun, man. I watched that podcast.
Oh, I watched it a little bit of it yesterday just to refresh my memory on stuff. I was like, oh, yeah. I was
Man,
like,
doesn't it seem like forever ago?
yeah, it does. It did, like, when was it? That was like, was it May? April?
April.
I told you we were going to get you on, but I was like, sorry, man.
No, it was actually the right time.
Yeah.
You said September, October.
Yeah, because it was. I want to do it and with this
ended.
season.
Yeah,
and you're wrapping up. Is it?
I already wrapped up.
Yeah.
Season 2, 1, and done.
Damn. And how'd that go for you?
You know what? It went good. I was kind of getting bummed out halfway because I was like, I'm getting busy. My production is business has been like elevating, man, making good connection, good business. I was like, crap, I haven't had time to call people to set it up. But I was like scheduled 5 in already. So episodes like 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, you know. Well, Scott, I hit up because Scotty too hotty, man.
He told me that he had known you like a while back, right?
I met him at KMPH and him and Maggie.
Because he goes on and performs like once a year or something like that, right?
It's like Scott's like their little like, hey, we need Scott, bring Scott, you know. So we met Scott and Maggie, and that's when that first time I met him, he proposed to Maggie.
Oh, really?
Live. And so we were like, So since then, we've developed a relationship with him. Me, Justin, my buddy Bert. We ended up shooting a music video for them.
Oh, really?
And this was
Cottonwood Creek, isn't that what it was called? Yeah,
dude. And so that's where Scott, I hit him up, and he finally came through. But I would say the last podcasts, those guys hit me up.
Oh, yeah.
People were like, how can I get on your show? I was like, hey, dude.
I was going to say, because it's always like that. Some people, it's like, they hit you up and they're like, how do I get on? And like, sometimes it's like, oh, dude, you seem like a really cool, like legit guy. Let's set it up. And other times it's like maybe in the future. Like I don't know.
It's kind of hard. Let me vet this, you know?
Yeah. And it's like, how do you figure it out to say like, you know what I mean?
I looked them up, you know, because the last one, or I would say the one after Scott was, Edward Thomas, youth pastor guy. He was like, he had an event where he was giving out shoes.
Oh yeah, you were promoting it, right? Yeah.
I told him like, dude, let's get on, let's promote it, because he DM'd me and I forgot to like DM him back that day, so I called him and we were like right out the gate connect. He's like, I was like, dude, next week. So we scheduled it, and then that Wednesday we shot that guy Emerald Dupree, the hip-hop artist. You know, that dude
he has his little sexy shirt on.
Yeah, bro. It's like your boy was like dad bod.
Dude,
like, I'm all
he's like,
in, you know?
ripped, man. Yeah.
So then he hit me up, and then the last ones were the ones that hit me up, and it actually worked out great.
Yeah.
You know,
and I like that little mix of like, because you get maybe some people you might be familiar with or whatever, and then it goes to people who like.
Yeah, I was like, I need more bros on this show, man. I need some more sisters.
See,
man.
I was like, I need some more girls on this podcast, man.
See, you need that women, you know, flavor, man. Because I know the one of the big ones we had was the owner of CDT Cocina, man, and that was a good podcast.
Which one is
that?
What
Casa
is
de
that?
Tamales.
Okay, gotcha.
Because she's the one that named the margarita after.
Oh
us,
after
the
right?
wifey.
Yeah.
You know? And you know, so
did you guys do that video for them too, or did somebody else?
No, somebody else.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah, but they were just there that wanting us to drink it and take pictures to promote it. And I'll be honest, we haven't had it yet. We had it that day, but we've been so busy working, editing. I'm trying to close out season 2, and we're in the middle of remodeling and you know, our new studio. Like, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But no, at the end of it, towards the end, the show just took care of itself. You know, we closed out with dope guests. You know, like our followings and our downloads on Apple Podcasts and Spotify were top.
Yeah.
Since yours and then everybody else, it was just, I was like surprised.
Yeah.
My Podbean numbers were just like,
yeah, that's dope, dude.
And all our other episodes are still getting downloads.
Yeah, podcast is a slow game. And I always have to remind myself that, because it's like sometimes you're like, oh, it's like a release today, but it's like people are going to listen to it for like sometimes 3 weeks, 4 weeks. You know what I mean? Even like when I go to it, it'll be like, oh, like people are still listening to the podcast that I had with the mayor. People are still listening to like all these other ones. Do you want a beer?
Just chop it up.
Let's chop it up.
Crack it open.
Why don't you introduce yourself while I get these?
Yo, yeah. Were we recording the whole time? Oh, shit. That's the best time. That's the best type of conversation to have. No, that's Jose Cruz, your favorite Native American. Man, that almost happened.
Yeah, but it didn't.
Are you overage to drink this?
Yeah, overage. I'm quite the overage. This is the official beer of the podcast.
That's what I was about to say. You guys
this is Blaker Brewing. So
blonde ales.
This is Honey Babies.
ale.
Hey, cheers, man. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.
So again, Jose Cruz, your favorite Native American, still here podcast, and dude, I'm excited to be here. I love. Bro, the podcast, like season 2, episode 1, was a great.
It was so. Me and my wife were rewatching it last night, and she was just like, "You're so ridiculous." Like when you did like the introduction and everything, you're season 1, and I'm like, "Ladies and gentlemen, give it up!" Like she was like, "You're so ridiculous," and I was like, "Yeah."
I thought it was fun because I feel like that's the problem with 2 hosts coming together because you're like, do we out talk each other? Do we not?
We can't shut the fuck up.
Like right now, but I rewatched that podcast last night.
Uh-huh.
We were still working. Like we finished the studio today.
Oh,
the mics.
really?
I'm
Okay.
waiting for like cable ties and cable runs so we can hide the
all this stuff.
mic cables. But I had that on last night. And the whole time I'm laughing. I'm like, this dude's hilarious, man. It's like
Thank you, man.
it's kind of like we get goofy,
Yeah.
There's so much to talk about. It gets like where we finish each other's or start each other's sentence, and it's like it gets quiet after.
Yeah.
Two hosts coming together.
Yeah.
That's
Dude.
what's tough, because it's like who's leading, because me, I feel like I'm interviewing you now. It's
And on your podcast, I was like just started asking you questions. You know what I
fine
mean?
with that.
Yeah, and exactly. But that's what it's like. I would rather have a guest do that than like them be like answer the question, and then they're just quiet. And I'm like, no, like it's a conversation. It's not like me asking questions. You know what I mean? It's just like us getting to know each other.
Because legit, I followed you, you followed back. We DM'd each other on how, to get on the show. And it's like that next week.
You're like, because I was like, hey, how do you like get on? And you're like, you want to come on? I was like, yeah, dude, like that'd be cool.
And that happened so fast, and we legit met that day, and to have that full conversation, meeting Duffy and the wife.
And it feels like we know each other like really well. This is our second like actual conversation
in person, other than like our text and DMs.
And which we do pretty frequently enough. You know what I mean? At least liking supporting each other's stuff.
Yeah, I'm always gonna like your guys' stuff. Your guys' promos for your guys'
Boats and Bros,
hilarious.
Oh, and my the astronaut one too.
The Coors Light one. Too.
Yeah, that one.
Man, didn't they like your story? Or something
Yeah,
like
they
that?
did, but that was a different one. It wasn't even that one.
Wait, then I don't know. Yeah, you guys are putting out so much good work,
dude. Yeah. I've just been. I almost have too much fun with the promos, and like this. We only took a month break from the last season to this season, and then.
What episode is this?
This is 67, I believe. Yeah. So we're getting up there. But the first like 30 were so quick because like we weren't caring about the quality too much, and we're get them out. We're getting used to them. You know what I mean? Yeah, getting the feel for it. And now we're like upped in. Even if you like watch the newest one, it's like I got a whole bunch of motion graphics and just like, you know what I mean? I'm just trying to up the game every single season.
No doubt.
Speaking of, so you just wrapped up season 2 or about to. When this podcast comes up, you have just wrapped up season 2, and so. What have you learned so far, first couple seasons, and where do you want to take Still Here? And why don't you explain Still Here to people who are listening who may not know what it is?
Yeah, so Still Here podcast, man, comes from a personal experience of dying.
Yeah.
And I got COVID, double pneumonia, Delta variant last August of 2020, right? 2020? No, 21. See, I'm lost. But it hit me pretty bad, man. When I got sick, my whole family got it. The idiot that gave us it was like, no, it's just allergies. Like, bro, it's the middle of summer. There are no allergies in summer, So,
well, in the valley, you might.
Valley, yeah, dirt, dust, Sure.
Almonds, allergies, and asthma over there.
But we got sick, so my whole family got it. And I was the only one that took the CBS homemade test.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And there were conspiracies and like rumors of like that has, laced with COVID, so it gives you COVID. I've heard that before.
Oh, really?
But I was the only one that took that test out of my family, and I was the only one that took me out that bad. My family recovered after 2 weeks, like I said, and then
dude, we caught COVID like the 2 days after we did your podcast.
Yeah, I remember you texting me.
Yeah, we all got it, and I was like, man, I was like literally like, please don't tell me I gave Jose COVID again.
He's gonna die. He's still here now. He's gone. But yeah, we ended up getting it, and then I was hospitalized for like 3-4 weeks, almost a month. Then the recovery was tough because that first time I got it, I thought I blacked out, but I woke up. I woke to, and the nurse was like slapping my face. Mr. Cruz, we need you to respond and put me on hydroflow, all that. Yeah, I shot my 1-year anniversary podcast.
Yeah,
I shot that
right?
one. Link in the description right the bottom, the
right
tag.
there.
Duffy, don't forget time code. But so I don't have to explain all that. But then after I was released, about a week and a half later, man, I just wasn't recovering. Come to find out, I got bacterial double pneumonia.
So what is that comparatively to?
I don't know, man. I know pneumonia is bad, but the bacteria, my immune system was so jacked up that it started shutting down. My lungs were 10 times as worse than before when I got.
Dang.
Yeah.
So you were like, got it for a month, got released, got sick again, and then he went back to hospital.
Yeah, and they treated me like a COVID patient still. Damn. Yeah, so I was taking,
And that was back when it was, the way they were doing it was crazy dumb. Or not dumb, but it was just like, you're isolated. You know what I mean?
It was tough, man.
Yeah.
So long story short, I was there. That's when I lost so much weight. I didn't eat for like 4 months.
Damn.
4 to 5 months, almost. And then when I was released again, I lost 90% of my muscle mass. We were working out like every day all last year when they reopened up.
Yeah.
So me and the wifey were going to the gym every day for an hour, 2 hours, man, and just switching out workout routines. And my body, was getting stronger. I felt so much energy. Then when I got it, my doctor and my nurses were like, you working out, man, you saved your life.
Really?
And he was real blunt. He said, we get a lot of fat people.
Yeah.
A lot of obese fat people that don't fit in our CT scans, and they're young guys, 24, 28, 30-year-olds, and they die a couple days later because we don't know how or what to treat because it's not like just here, COVID. They need to know.
Dang.
So they die because of their unhealthy, lifestyle. And so that was a blessing that we took the initiative.
Yeah.
So then after when I was released, man, I couldn't move, I was a part of another podcast, which you feel free to ask any question about that. But yeah.
There you go.
So I was under the assumption that, hey man, Unfiltered Podcast is still go.
Yeah.
And so once I can finally, when I got home the second time, I was a vegetable. I was her fourth kid.
Yeah.
That's how bad I couldn't shit on my own. I couldn't piss on my own.
Yeah, damn.
I couldn't go from my bedroom to my living room to my bedroom, just like all right, I gotta go. I couldn't do that. If I did that, my lungs would just shut off.
Damn.
So out of all that, I would say early to mid November, my buddy Johnny, he was losing his mom at that same time, man. So he was in Boston. He finally came back. And we're like, dude, let's just start our own show because Unfiltered ended. We walked away from that.
Why did that one end?
I'll get to that.
Okay, well, you told me to ask. I was asking. Man.
Yeah, I know, but I like that. But I'm trying to stay.
No, you're good. You're good. Yeah.
So we started Still Here, and it's like, you know what? I still have the oxygen tank on
during this time.
When
you're having the idea of it and stuff like that.
And so in this time, we removed Unfiltered logos and banners that we had, and we were like, you know what? We were brainstorming, and it's like I was like, man, it's just Still Here, boy. I was gonna be like Still Here, boy, podcast. But I was like, boy sounds weird.
Boy, yeah. Still Here, boy.
Yeah. So it became Still Here, and so mid to late November we started shooting pilot episodes, and to start talking to people, telling their Still Here story, and then February 26th we officially launched season 1, episode 1. We had our launch party at the
Grizzlies, right?
Yeah,
okay,
Grizzlies, man, their Kodiak Club. Anybody out there was a wedding party, any type of party, man, go to the Kodiak Club, man. Those guys kill it there, man. And so we had a launch party there, man. It went great. We had a lot of people come support us, sponsorships, people come, real close friends and family, man. The turnout was great. So that's how it started. We're now ending season 2, going to get ready for season 3. And to finish that question, to where it's going, we remodeled my garage. Because we working from home was cool. We were cool before it was mandatory. And so now we're in that process. Like, you know what, we're looking to get an office, but the way the economy is just sucks, man. Because I know gas is gonna keep going back up now. So it's like that's not ideal. So next year's the goal. So I'm gonna take care of what little I have. So we fixed our garage and minimized it and really made it a studio and still where I can go work because that's where I work.
I mean, it was nice when we went. You know what I mean? I like to. Do you have you do AC in there then?
Yeah,
you have a unit,
a mini split.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know exactly. What
Dude,
you're
y'all
talking
need to
about.
get a mini split, man.
That's what we do need.
Beast.
Well, yeah. I just don't know. I gotta buy podcast stuff before I do that.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
Yeah.
So the goal now is, man, I don't know when we're gonna launch season 3. When is this launching?
So this will be in October.
So. I would say late October, early November.
Oh, really? You're going to go launch again. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and so we're going to start dialing real guests that are not real. Everyone's real. But I'm talking about
real ones.
Like Elon Musk robot,
Yeah.
But no, we're going to start dialing and just really step up the game in our production.
Yeah.
And, in the conversations, because I heard this one guy talked about as a podcaster, he says you cannot be a vanilla flavored podcast. Because vanilla goes with everything, and after a while, people just do not like vanilla.
Yeah.
So you got to pick a flavor. You got to pick something that people are going to love and hate.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
he says you got to choose what you want to be about. He says, because in the middle can only take you so far.
Yeah,
Because
that's
if
true.
people love you, you're going to grow. But if people hate you, you're still going to grow probably 10 times more.
Yeah.
That haterade, all that still.
It's gonna like good
Yeah.
publicity is bad, or bad publicity is good publicity.
Yeah,
you know, what I mean?
so that's where my mindset is at, man. And it's only going to grow because it's October. We had a, check that out. But we had one of my sponsors, Event Boost, Brandy. She does all these comedy shows. So we do remote podcasts, like I talked about.
Yeah.
Did. So we had Chuck Liddell on the podcast.
Oh, and you had
Not yet. All that.
no. But you had comedian Greg Fitzsimmons.
Yeah,
right?
Greg Fitzsimmons.
That
on the
was
show.
dude. That was dope. I was watching that
That's a
one.
legend right
yeah,
there,
I
man.
know.
You know,
you had the same guest that's been on Joe Rogan, man. You know what I mean? That's fucking dope.
Yeah, I'm excited because we got a lot of following. That clown never followed me back.
Yeah.
And I gave him a shirt.
yeah.
Bastard. But yeah, dude. So we're in that process now of getting on legit, celebrities now, because there's a comedian that I hit up. While I'm talking, it was Willie Barcelona's. I don't know if you guys heard of him. You
Duffy?
know,
Oh, Duffy could look it up.
yeah, look him up. We got our Jamie right there.
Barcelona? What
Yeah,
is it?
or hold on, Willie Barcena. Yeah, he just followed me back, or he followed me, and we're in October. We're looking to set up a podcast because he has
Like a Fresno gig?
Yeah, he has a gig, and he, I talked to his manager or his.
Is that how you just reach out to his manager? Yeah, because I was
I
trying to.
DM'd him.
Oh, okay.
I DM'd him because once I saw him on TikTok, dude had me dying, dude.
I was trying to get Felipe Esparza's coming to Merced. I reached out to the manager and him, but it's like I'm just shooting my shot any way I can.
Yeah.
I just got to make a promo, honestly.
Yeah, I shot it, and he responded back.
That's dope.
Yeah, and so he's like, "Hey, call, talk to my agent, whoever he is," and so I called him. He called me right back, and we started. He's like, "Yeah, man, just send me your numbers, what you do, tell me about it." And I told him. He's like, "Dude, I like it." He was looking at my my Instagram, and Instagram is your resume now.
Yeah, dude.
So he's like, "Dude, I like your quality. I like what you got going on here." So Willie, we're looking to have him on, probably the week before he comes to Fresno. I think it's October 15th.
That's
already passed.
Yeah,
So we had a great time with Willie.
Yeah. That's what I always tell people. I've had people that come on and I'm like, they're like, "Oh, I got an event this weekend." I was like, "Oh, I actually already passed." So
yeah,
really good job. It was a great success, that event. You know what I mean?
Footage coming soon.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's what we have coming on, man. I know there's a couple other
You're working on things, getting things in the works and stuff
like
that.
Justin Gaethje we're planning.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me that. Yeah, I just
Corey
started working.
Anderson.
That's sick, dude.
So because that's with my sponsor, Event Boost.
Oh, and so and is that the time that you were with Fitzsimmons? Is that the same thing?
Same thing.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
so they put on different shows and stuff.
Yeah,
Is
for
that
vets,
basically?
they support the local vets and these comedians or like these UFC fighters that come out.
That's sick.
They love the vets, so they partner like Hero Sports. Shout out Hero Sports. Those guys bring in, those guys that come support the local vets.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
that's really cool.
Yeah, to sit down and talk to the Iceman, was excited.
Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah.
Even though, it hasn't happened yet, but I understand the pre-recording of the shows. That's what we do as podcasters.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's really season 3 for me. I really want to start diving into just the real stories, man, the real connection that people that need to hear. Because I watched your podcast with the Knocking Doors
Down guy, yeah,
dude.
Jason, yeah.
Bro, you got real serious.
Yeah.
Bro,
Which
like,
is like different than what people may.
Or like normally see.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
I appreciate that because that connected with me. There's a lot of aspects of your guys' story that I related to, and I think that's what people are wanting because they can see social media for what it is. It's fake.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to show
hype
people.
It up.
Yeah.
Anybody can do all these numbers and act like they have this lifestyle.
Well, especially some people. It's like I'll go to like people. Some people will hit me up and they come on the podcast and I'm like, I always like look at like, okay, like let's say they have 100,000 followers. You know what I mean? The first thing I do is go to their reels and I'm like, how many plays are you getting? Because if you're getting
that's what I do.
500 plays, you're
hype.
buying or like, you know what I mean? And so it's just like, and that's my whole thing. It's like. And like no one, I don't get the algorithm at all. When no one does, it's like you'll like put no effort into a video, and it like goes off, and then we'll like try our hardest with Boats and Bros, and I'm like, oh, and And I really don't get it because it's like that one got like almost over 300 shares, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's 7,000 plays. And I'm like, that doesn't add up either. But I don't, and that's the thing. It's like, how do you like not let that stuff get in your head? You know what I mean? With views, with like numbers and things like that.
It's not real.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah.
It's not real.
Those aren't the real people.
They're not, because again, the people behind their phones are real.
Mm-hmm.
You know, are they really listening to it? Is it the like, or is it
Yeah.
they just scroll because they're in this rabbit hole?
Yeah,
of
of the yeah.
yeah.
That's
And
true.
so I think because I've hit to where some of my reels hit like over 17,000 plays and you know over 700, 800 likes and comments, man, and you know, but it's not so much I let it get to me. I really don't care because I feel like if there's a word or a message I want to get out, it'll get out. You know, in the right time, in the right moment, and again, like you hear all the time, man. Be consistent. Be consistent. You know, consistency is when you know you're not getting the plays or the views or the likes.
Yeah.
But when you do, you're still consistent, high or low, man.
Yeah.
And that's kind of really my last episode All In was about. I don't care about none of that. I choose to make this real impact.
Yeah.
You know, because the experiences that I've had lately this past year, especially coming off my sickness and recovery, the support was insane. You know, I didn't realize that many people liked me.
Yeah.
You know, it was a huge surprise. And a lot of people get caught into the social media, what they have online on their phone or what they have in their status. But me, it was like, we found out how much people really loved us, man, because the when I was down and out, people came and supported.
Reached out, yeah.
And, you know, one of my buddies, man, Zach, came over. It's like midnight, and he didn't leave till like 3 and 4 in the morning. And we were just talking. He's like, dude, I remember how you made me feel. I remember how much you showed you cared.
Yeah.
He says, for me to see you down, Jose, he says, it was weird. He said, I couldn't accept it because you're like Superman to me. He said, you're Superman. He said, Jose, not Jose. You know, and so when I heard that and what the impact happened, you know, in real life was more important than the views and the like, because you can't replicate. You can only use the same songs, you know, so it's redundant.
Yeah.
But when you have that real life impact, because we live in a world now where there is no communication no more.
Yeah,
there is
like-
it's awkward. Everyone's just
And
they
then,
walk around.
like what I was talking about in the other podcast is like people get anxiety about like
Yeah.
going into a store, going in and just talking to someone face to face and that type of thing.
that human interaction.
and that's what your body needs. It's like whether you know it or not, like you're craving this actual connection with
Well, that's
people.
that's what I needed when I was in the hospital. When I was sick, the first time I hadn't been away from my family no longer.
Did they let no one visit you?
Nobody.
Yeah, because so my wife's cousin actually passed away last I think it was October from COVID and everything too. And it was like the same thing where like they didn't let anyone visit him at all. It had been like 2 weeks. They're like, oh, we think he's getting better, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden everything turned. And it was just like, it was like right before our wedding. And it was just like so much going on. You know what I mean? It was so hard to like my wife, it was hard for everybody, her whole family, and then his fiance, and just like, I don't know, just like, and I had never actually experienced anybody like kind of close to my age passing away. And like, it just like really put things into perspective to me. And I think that helped me in the sense of like, just kind of like you're saying, like, yeah, you can get caught up in social media, but at the same time, that doesn't matter. None of that literally matters. You know what I mean? I love bringing people joy through social media. I love showing people doing these dumb promos and all these other things. Like, that's what makes me happy is that people reached out to me and like, oh, you know what I mean? And actually, when my Instagram got hacked, thankfully I got it back.
I was like, yo, stop watching that porno, bro. Quit clicking those links.
Links, man, links. But when the Instagram got hacked, it actually showed me how many people actually like cared about the podcast. Like, so like within the first 5 minutes, I had over like 25, 30 texts of people saying, hey, your Instagram got hacked. Hey, your Instagram got hacked. And I was like, it was just like, even that
Like,
was
why
like,
did I get this picture of Micah? Like, hey, send news here. I'm like, what? Bro, we
dude,
just
it
met.
was so funny that they did put I had just did like a ranch lifestyle photo shoot for a guy, and then he was my background, and I did a photo shoot for him. He's a real estate agent.
Yeah.
I did one today for him, and I was just like, do people still bring that up? He's like, actually, people bring that up quite a lot to me.
That's funny, dude. But yeah, I mean, that's what I love about you, man. You guys are just killing it, man. Because I feel with your guys' podcast here has been, it's real, dude. It's funny. It's who your guys' character
Yeah.
pulled through the phone.
Mhm.
You know, because when it comes to, like you said, the physical touch and what people need, you know, social media can only get you so far.
Yeah.
You can only keep swiping right on that one chick or what that one dude, you know, until you actually finally go out there and meet someone, man. But when I was in the hospital, my nurse, man, I knew all my nurses' schedules because I knew the ones that were the dope ones. And it was like 4 a.m. when this happened, and then I was by myself feeling lonely, man. I knew I needed touch.
Yeah.
You know, because they have gloves and there's just, you know, get in, get out. And so this nurse, I'm like, look, I can't take this HydroFlow. Can you just like pray for me? Scratch my back.
Yeah.
Because my wife does that for me.
Dude, I love my back scratch.
So when she started praying, she wasn't scratching it. It's like weird. But she was just praying for me, man. And I felt like that kind of gave me energy. I felt like, man, that's what we need. That's where I felt like a lot of people passed, man, because the social distancing, you know, and not having that human, because those nurses and the doctors, I get in, get out, man.
Yeah.
You know,
well, that's what they're told during that time too. It was
FaceTime and messaging can only take you so far.
Yeah, it only does so much.
So when she did that, man, that gave me that boost. You know, that gave me that, and her prayers really helped. You know, so then weeks later after that, I was released. And so when it comes down to like social media, you know, not letting it get to me, honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
You know, because the reality is the real impact is out there. You know, that's what we're teaching, like, our kids. Me and my wifey's here. Shout out, wifey.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I always do that 30, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
In.
Hey, dude, that's the same thing with me.
Yeah. You know, so that's where I think Still Here kind of resonates. Not kind of, but it does resonate with a lot of people.
Yeah.
Still Here is like either with the military, it's like, yeah, you went to war, you faced some battles. You know, PTSD, but you're still here, man. And you know, or haters at work that try to get you fired, or people you want to smack.
Or even like people who like
Duffy laughed. He knows about that. I heard something. He's like, huh. He's like,
That's funny. Or even like sometimes, like they are your friends and stuff like that. But sometimes your friends, like even like I always tell people, like do what you want to do because like everyone's gonna have an opinion about it. You know what I mean? I'm sure my friends when I start starting a podcast are like no one really cares probably about what you think or whatever. You know, I mean, maybe not too. You know what I mean? But it's just like you can't let somebody's. And the thing I always want to tell people is like, hey, don't crush someone else's dream or crush someone else. If someone's out there trying to do what they want to do, don't be like, hey, like, you know what I mean? Don't put them down for that because like at least they're trying. You're over there not trying, just putting someone down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And either you encouraging or putting someone down could. You know, whether you know it or not, could change the course of whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's so true because I think one thing I've learned, especially because when I left the news, man, there are a lot of haters. There are a lot of people that didn't like me, man, because the news stations there, man, are like junior highs.
Like clicky.
Bro, it's ridiculous. They get real immature. They get real. To me, that was like the hardest. And me, I'm a grown man. You know, one of the anchors came up to me one time. It was after the main show. Shit was done. Got all my editing. I'm just chilling on the floor. And something was said to somebody because I know there's this one editor, the lazy editor. I called him out. I was like, dude, you're a lazy ass editor, man. I was like, I'm in the hell with you. I don't know how you keep getting away with this. And I'm like vocal. Yeah. Because I get my stuff done. So this one anchor just decides to come. I'm chilling, you know, on the floor, just my legs up. And he stands up to me with this dick in my face, that close. You know, who do you think you are talking to people? And I was like, bitch, who do you think you are? I was like, what? Because you're an anchor, you can just come in my mouth. Man, fuck you. And I was like, and it got loud. Yeah. News director, you know,
everybody.
Everyone's like, what's going on? I don't you ever get in my face, man. If you want to do something, let's go outside right now. And it was like, it got quiet. Yeah. I was like, what? You think this is just a school game in here?
Yeah,
this is real life, boy. I don't care how old you are. I'll still snap your neck, you know? And it was like one of those things. And that's how, when it comes to haters, man, when people found out I started my podcast, they were talking and talking and talking.
Like, oh, this fucking guy, blah, blah, blah.
And to me, I didn't care. One thing I said is like, look, I'm making it on my own. I don't need, you know, the label or the clout of a news station to like, get business. I'm doing this on my own. So if and when you quit or lose that job and you're done, you're done. Yeah. Because you needed those channels.
And you were like working basically behind the scenes at the time. So you were learning everything that you could ever need basically from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I got real aggressive. So you guys, sorry guys. Your boy still needs Jesus.
No, you're good. But that's what we do here on the Central Valley Podcast.
We real. But again, that was my experience. You know, so to deal with the haters, it's like I don't care because I'm doing something that you refuse to do. And I think the reason why they hate on you is because you remind them where they're at.
Yeah.
and what you left, and they're still there. I am Paul reaching. You got my cash app on the bottom if you guys want to give me an offering. But isn't that real?
Yeah,
That's
that is real.
And
Yeah.
that's where I feel like I don't care. You know, and to me, that's the thing. Hey, man, if you're on my level, if you're doing what I'm doing, please talk to me. Talk to me like we're doing now. I wouldn't mind criticism for you guys because we're in the same
and
way,
I always say
you know?
constructive criticism
Yeah,
is
I wouldn't
good,
mind
dude.
that.
Yeah, like I don't mind with my friends say, hey, this could be better, that could be better. Like, you know what I mean? There's a way you can say it that's not bad. And sometimes it does hurt when someone you like or respect says something like to you. But it's like if they're feeling comfortable enough to say it to you, then that's a good thing. You know what I mean? That's what you want. You know, you want to be able to grow and to learn and things like that. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm glad. And so when you left that station, you started a different podcast, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I didn't start it.
You didn't start it.
No,
You helped out.
I helped out. A friend of mine was like, old friend of mine. He was one of my he's one of my students when I was a pastor. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a pastor. I did cuss. Sorry. You know, but
Acquaintances.
Yeah. So he hit me up and was like, hey, man, I'm starting a podcast. He said, help me make my intro. So I made an intro for him. He started Unfiltered Podcast. And one day he hit me. He was like, hey, I want you on my podcast. I'm going to be in Fresno. So he came to my house and we shot the podcast. And this is where I haven't talked about my church life experiences. I left Selma, that pastor life, and me and my family escaped, just moved to Clovis.
Where were you from?
We were
before?
living in Selma.
Where's that exactly?
That's south of Fresno.
Okay, I
like
gotcha.
20 minutes away.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so when we left, man, we left on bad terms with I had a lot of bad experiences getting burned by pastors and churches, dude, 2 people. And once we left that, I didn't talk about it. I became a recluse. I just started working at Channel, this news station. I don't want to say the news station, but
Channel.
Yeah. But well, Channel 26. I don't give a shit. You know,
Yeah, there
they
we go.
suck. You know, but so when I left, man, I became real dormant about my thoughts, and you know, I knew it was really affecting me. So this was the good in it, I would say. He brought me on. We started talking about our experiences, and when I finally started talking about it, I felt released. I felt like, damn.
Oh, you need that. You need to vent. Like everybody needs to vent. You know.
So
what
the
I mean?
podcast really helped. So we did so that podcast ended up being one of the favorite ones that his friends, family, and people were like, dude, you need to have him on again. You know, and so the second time, you know, it's just him recording it, you know, on his DSLR. We're in my bedroom.
Yeah.
And he was just like, boom. And so after the second time I was on, I got my house now where you guys showed up. And so then after that, he's like, dude, I need you to part of the show. So me and him became hosts.
Co-host, yeah.
And I took over the editing, the shooting, because I had
You already had the experience and everything.
Yeah,
else.
and it leveled up, man. And so when now all that went down, man, I was the type of guy, man, and I knew I was like this because I was working for a certain brewery. Love these guys, man, but my drinking got out of hand. You know, I was living 2 lifestyles. I was trying to be this motivator, this encourager on podcast, Unfiltered Podcast, but outside of it, I was like getting drunk, hitting on dudes, girls, fighting people, you know, losing clients because I'm like getting faded.
Yeah.
You know, I think I'm doing me, you know, it's like, no, you're ruining things, you know.
Yeah.
So I got called out one time by somebody and they're like, hey, that's not what you said or did last night at so-and-so's brewery. I was like, dang it. So once I know I'm fake, I hate it.
Yeah.
You know, so this other host was kind of like that. It was always like we talk about a certain thing, and that's the same thing he deals with the next day. You know, whether it's with his wife, mom, dad, family member, whatever, man. And it gets real confrontational. So once I started realizing my repetitive, I'm a type of guy, I hate repeating the same issue because you never grow, man, and that's how you stunt your life. And so when this happened with this dude, man, and I'm not going to come off as the innocent one, dude, because I'll share my fair share of guilt, you know, and shame, you know, but this dude wasn't like that. So he had a blow up one time again. And it was actually becoming routine, once, twice a month, predictable. So I sat him down, I'm like, look, dude, I'm trying to protect the show. Unfiltered is actually changing now. It's grown. We need to protect. Sign it over to me. Give me all rights to everything. And I drew up this poor man's contract. And he signed it. And at this point, I didn't know his mental state, you know, from our last, our least experience together. But he seemed fine with it. I wasn't going to take it, make it my own. He still had all the logins. He still had all this. Just drama. So when I got sick, come to find out, man, he had all these new plans to just get rid of it. So when I shot my first home, and I'll share it, man. I'll re-release it because it has Unfiltered Podcast banner in the back. I don't care. But the re-release of it was when I finally shot something. I couldn't talk. I had my air hose on. I looked dead, bro. I was like different. And so I shot that. I'm like, yo, when we gonna start shooting? And he never got back to me. So until finally one day he called me. He's like, dude, we need to meet. Before that, his brother was DMing me, threatening me, telling me all this stuff. I was like, look, man, I was like, this guy has all the logins still. If I really wanted to burn him, I would have changed emails, YouTube, Instagram. Did it. Once I told him that next minute, YouTube was deleted. All this stuff was deleted. The drama.
Oh,
so
really?
I finally called.
So it wasn't you. It was him. That did.
Yeah.
Oh,
and so when I called him, I was like, look, dude, what's going on? He's like, well, we need to talk. I was like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm dying here, but I'm trying to like, let's go. Let's get what's going on. He's like, well, we need to meet tomorrow. So him, his wife, and his worship pastor, we met. This is 100 real talk, man.
Yeah.
No reason for me to lie because I'm putting it out there.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm putting it out there, it's real. I'm not gonna lie and say, you know, like, oh, he's lying and like. That's how I am. So this is the drama of podcasting, you guys. Sorry, Micah's like, what the hell we get into?
I'm learning.
Well, we get into this. We meet at a park.
Yeah.
Bear in mind, man, I'm still on oxygen. Frail as hell. And so I wheel up to this bench, and he comes out, him and his wife, and he comes out very confrontational, very just
instantly.
He's like, you know what? I'm gonna speak, and you're not. I'm gonna do this, and you're not.
Already.
Yeah. And
already, it's just no good.
So he goes in this whole mental state of like, you know, I took advantage of him at his lowest moment, making him sign it over. He brought like this ripped up toilet paper and it had signed it back over. I was like, dude, you only have one line on there, bro. Come on. You got to think. But I wasn't going to sign it back over because I still wanted to protect it. My mind is like, I can look past this, bro, because I was your youth pastor. I was like you. I was a hothead just like you.
Yeah.
So I have empathy. I'm not even mad at even now. So I didn't respond.
Well, I'm saying the way you're bringing this up, you're like when you first started the story, you're like I'm thankful because I can have learned these things through it, and like the fact that you have that attitude is a lot different. Some people would still be pissed about you know this story, but
yeah. Well, so this whole thing happened to where he got real confrontational, and he got my face. I thought he was gonna hit me. I was like, well, I guess I'm getting hit today.
Yeah.
You know, I might die. You know, so he's like talking about, you know, you're gonna bring the demon out of me and just getting real. I was like, dude, it's just a podcast.
Yeah.
It's just something where people
It'd
talking.
be one thing if you guys are making like $multi-million off it or $100,000, but you're like, it's like, hey, we're like starting there.
The accusation was it was a money grab. I was like, dude, we didn't make no money.
Yeah.
We were on the verge. We were
yeah.
like that close to getting sponsors. Then I got sick. Well, we both got sick because he's the one that got me sick. And so, long story short, man, he, you know, I didn't sign it back over, and so he tried to get real confrontational, cuss me out, and it was that Saturday, and so his worship pastor was with him, letting him cuss, he's a pastor. Yeah. That next Sunday, they're on stage worshiping God, you know, like nothing happened.
Light the fire.
You know, it's like one of those things. That's why Christians get a bad rap.
Dude, and I just had this conversation with this guy who's like the nicest dude. He started this. His name's Matt St. Pierre. He started this.
That's my cousin.
No.
He's white.
No, he started this nonprofit here called Restore Merced, and it basically takes people who were like on the streets or recovering addicts and stuff like that, gives them a job, gives them that first job, that full year of stuff, then hooks them up with their second job. They work with businesses, so it's like they have 2 jobs on the resume before they apply for their next job. You know, what I mean? So it's a cool thing. But he's like the nicest guy, and he was like just asking me about my faith because I was raised Christian too.
Yeah, I remember you talking about.
Yeah, I was like
chilling with smoking nuns now.
Yeah.
Which I want to get involved
dude,
one day.
Yeah, they're the next guest on the podcast, actually. Yeah.
You guys enjoy that podcast next week.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, long story short, man, that's kind of really how it went down. I wanted to save face. I wanted to save it, man, but he didn't want to because it was right when I started talking, man, he would get angry. Like, it'd get violent, man. And it's like, you got issues, man. You know, this anger and violence is your problem. Because everybody that's experienced this young man has the same story to say that this guy gets what he wants out of you and dips.
Yeah.
You know, hey, you know, let me pick your brain. Let me chill with you. Dips. It's like the long game, man. I didn't want to believe. I had so many people warn me, but it's like, nah, man, I'm not that. What kind of person would I be? Because I'm guilty as such. You know, it's not the same thing, man, but sin or whatever, or that lifestyle, man, we're all guilty because we have those human tendencies to hurt, screw, people over because that's who we are as humans.
Mhm.
You know, but we don't like the fact that, hey man, that can be us, and no one should tell me that I'm like that. You know, I'm a good person. I do. No, you're not. You know, you just know how to hide. You know, my favorite movie, Scarface. You guys ain't good.
Yeah.
You know, you're the bad guy. You think I'm the bad guy?
Mhm.
You know, no, you guys are the bad guys because you know how to hide. Me, I don't like hiding. That's why I can talk about this so freely, man. If I have a hot dude, if I'm hiding something, and if I'm, you know, there's things that I'm doing in the secret, dude, I'll stop my show.
Yeah.
I'll delete everything because I don't want to be that guy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I'm living more than me. I have my wife, I have my kids, man. I have my son.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm trying to start a new legacy, man, to bring that real human connection like we talked about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I pray for that guy's success, him and his buddy with their new show, whatever, man. I pray that, you know what, good for you, man, but you still have a problem. And there's going to be a day you can keep prolonging it, man, but you're
you
keep
just have
repeating.
you have to come face to face with yourself, the person in the mirror.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just like, whether you want to or not, that's like, that's your biggest, like, it's like the biggest demon, and like also like angel. You know what I mean? You could I don't know. I just feel like people are so afraid to like actually be like like real with themselves and be like, okay, like I did bad here or stuff like that. And like you're saying, the people who are pushing it off, and
well, then they get more in denial of it. And I think that's where
exactly. It
that's
just becomes like
where
a
we're
sick
at.
cycle.
Yeah, that's where we're at in the society. It's like, you can't judge me. You know, you can't say this. This is my lifestyle. This is my truth. Your truth is not the real truth. Yeah, you and 100 other people may have that truth. Does not make it the totality truth.
Yeah.
The truth is that you're the problem. And you're saying this is hate speech or this is whatever. No, man, you look in the mirror. Fix you. Have you seen that Manti Te'o documentary?
Not yet.
Oh,
no,
my
I haven't seen.
God.
Okay, no, I have heard of. This is the one that Bert and Tom were talking about on the most recent episode.
Yeah.
You'll see if when you guys see it, and everybody listening and watching, man, that's what's wrong with people, is the person that catfished him. There's a mental problem. It's not because this person is considering themselves a man when he's doing, or trans now. It has nothing to do with that. You're the problem. And when you figure out you're the problem, you will start seeing clearly, because this person put himself in this role of this what's her name? Linnea Linnea Kekua. And she gave herself this whole mentality of I'm her, and when Manti Te'o's grandma died, she's like, well, I want to die now. So she did this whole acting like his real name was Renaya. So Renaya would come on the phone, I think, talk to Manti, because he's the real. He's like, Manti, she's right here. She's ready to respond. She's on her deathbed. So he puts the phone to her mouth and puts all this masking. Manti. Jeez. And died. I love you. And it's like this whole thing. And he's like, man, I just lost my girl. So people build this story of this thing in their head. It's like, man, you got some issues you got to deal with.
Yeah.
This kid that played that role was not a kid, but this young man played that role at that time. Was like a worship leader. He was going to his dad's church. You know, his dad was a pastor, I think. And it's like, it's those people that have the problem, because in his mind he wanted to be something else. I don't care what you want to be.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to be a guy, girl, that, them, their, rock, trans, I don't care.
Yeah.
But don't push that. Let that be you, and don't let it affect me.
Yeah,
even as a Christian, I don't want to affect people. Like, hey, you're going to hell.
And that's the thing that I really like about you, and just people who have that same type of energy. It's like everyone can have their own type of beliefs. Everyone can believe whatever they want to believe, but you don't need to be pushing it on other people. It's like it's like they can believe something else in you, and you can get along. They can be completely different religion. You guys can get along and be best friends. You know what I mean? But so many people are like, no, it's like America is Christian. It's like, no, it's not. Like, actually, like, you know what I mean?
It was at one time where that was the main, but I feel like that's where Christians get it so messed up, man. Are there things that I believe? Yes. Are there things I'm against? Yes. But that's me. Yeah. Don't let your personal feelings get in the way of like, oh, that's hate. That's not. It's just common sense, because if it's on the flip side, there's a double standard, because they don't want to live according to what they believe. It's only convenient to them. So beside all that, you know, and I think that's where my experience with Unfiltered Podcast has become, man, because I got tired of being fake. Because she looked at me and she gave me the look every time, and it was just one of those, you know, and I hated that. It's not what she said, because she never says anything when it comes to like the problem. It's it's what her reaction is, and that's what destroyed me. You know, that's what fixed me. And I couldn't be like that no more.
Yeah.
You know, so still here became real. Still here became something that, you know what, I'm still here for a reason. So now let's capitalize and tell you're still here.
Yeah.
The story behind the glory.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I don't like fake, dude.
Yeah.
If I was fake, I wouldn't be up here talking about
Mm-hmm.
it.
Yeah,
know?
yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's, I stand on this. You know that I want to be real. I'm a man of my word. If I said I was gonna be here at 6, I was gonna get here at 5:30, but that traffic.
And my fault too.
Yeah,
but,
and I'm reminded why I did not care for Merced traffic.
No, dude. It's just right now, dude. It's like, who thought of building the freeway above the city? Because then it's like, if you're gonna expand it ever, which apparently they never thought was gonna happen. You know what I mean? But with a 99, it's funny because it's like fixed. Pretty much now it's fixed like till Fresno and on, and then it's fixed from Modesto and on. But Merced has been the complete last because they're like, oh, we're gonna put this one off. It's gonna be a bitch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then.
It's like where does shit roll down to the bottom is Merced. It's like all that shit is like pile up.
Hey, don't talk to me about Merced.
I'm not saying that. I'm talking about like the traffic, the
I'm just
planning.
kidding. Yeah.
Look at all you Mercedians beating me up.
Yeah,
you know,
Mercedians, man.
canceling me or something.
Is that Fresnon? I just had the teacher, the jerkin teacher.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just had him. He was the first episode of the
nice.
podcast. Yeah,
I wish I was. But
Yeah.
reciprocate that love. No, that's cool. Well, I guess it's Fresnons, you know, Clovisons or Selmans.
And Selmans, yeah, a whole bunch of different stuff.
Ends, different ends.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
are you full Native American?
I'm half.
Half. Okay, gotcha. And so do you know anything about like your family's like
Nah, man.
heritage or anything?
I'm originally from like Seattle, Washington, Yakima.
Is that where were you raised over there?
Born there, raised there up to like 9, 10 years old.
And then you came over here, or
Yeah, my aunt passed away in a car accident, so we drove down from Seattle to Fresno, and we never left. We never went back.
really?
Yeah. So,
That's wild.
man, this beer is good, by the way.
Had a Blaker. Blaker
is
Brewing.
good. I like-
Honey Babies.
Because I haven't had a beer in a while, but I
Oh,
don't think I've
really?
been drinking like light beers, ales, lagers.
And they have a really cool brewery. It's in Atwater at the old Air Force Base, and it's called the Tarmac.
I heard about that.
Yeah, it's real cool.
I heard
So,
about that.
and they have like always have events. So they'll have like a Oktoberfest. There's called BLAKETOBERFEST, and then they'll have like they have this cool ass stage and huge venue areas that you can always like have like things at, and you can rent it out, or they always put on things
heard
like
about that.
multiple things.
Yeah, I'm glad you got this sponsor. I remember you shared that.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm blown away that we have sponsors this season, and it's just a blessing because it's like we did it for like 60 episodes, or like 50 episodes with like. We had like a few buddies that were our sponsors, you know what I mean? And then now to see people reaching out and they want to be sponsors, you know what I mean? Like, how do I be a sponsor? And it's just, I'm blown away. You know, the fact that we're getting paid to do this, you know what I mean? I was like, we're doing this for free. You know what I mean?
At first we're like, how did we
yeah.
factor in time? Because we got, my guy's a farmer.
Yeah.
He's on farmer time.
Farmer, the photographer, videographer. So
Yeah.
it's like, this is just our side hustle or passion, you know what I
This
mean?
is going to be the hustle. This is
Yeah,
gonna be
and
the
that's
main.
that's the goal, man. That's the goal, is to make this the hustle. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
let me tell you, your sponsors, all of them that sponsor this pod, you guys have picked a great dude, great team. I'm happy for you, man. This is
Thank
dope.
you, man. I appreciate that.
But back to being Indian. Feather, But no, yeah, we came down here. My auntie passed away. We never went back. But the res life is crazy, dude. That res life, man, it's insane, man.
Is that where you guys were living over there?
Reservation, we're on the res up there,
Oh,
man.
really?
Yeah, a lot of crazy, a lot of abuse, a lot of like just physical, mental, sexual, a lot of just, I don't want to get all deep, but that was I remember that.
Dang.
so-
And that's when you guys moved. You were like, we can just stay here, kind of.
Yeah, because we had no choice. My
Stay
dad,
here podcast.
Yeah,
I'm
stay
just kidding.
here.
Duffy, do you want a beer?
Sure.
Yeah.
Duffy,
Sorry.
get up in here, man. But
Get
yeah,
on the camera. Just
show yourself. But that's kind of really where we stayed, man. And we were poor. We're on food stamps. We're homeless. There was a family actually that found us. Me and my family. We were living in Seattle. We were living under a bridge. I was like 5, 6 years old. I remember this. So there's this family, Kim and DeWitt Jones, drove by one day and picked us up. This family just picked us up and was like, hey, we're moving you guys in. My little sister was an infant. So that was my experience growing up, man. And we lived with this beautiful family, man, that prayed over us. That really got us in the ministry, got us in the church, man, of faith. A lot of good memories. I remember as a kid.
Yeah.
Man. So we came down, and that's kind of where we've been here in Fresno, Central Valley. We were poor, dirt poor, man. Grew up in the hood, grew up horrible, crazy ass mom. My mom was, my aunties, and from what I believe, My aunties, my uncles, my mom were like the last full-bred natives, dude. Like big time.
Dang.
Full on, man.
And do you know like the tribes or anything that
Upper
you're...
Skagit.
Okay, gotcha.
Sidra Woolley.
Okay,
Upper
gotcha.
Skagit. Yeah, man. So that's my tribe, dude. And, you know, we get a lot of dope perks. Shout out tribe.
Yeah,
You know?
I was gonna say, yeah.
You know, it's not like, because I know tribes here, they give you like 10 racks a month.
I was wondering, yeah.
They don't do that.
Okay.
The prez up there, the president on the prez on the res.
Yeah.
She shout out Jennifer, man. I talked to her. I asked her about that. She's like, you know, Jose, you know, we would do that. She's like, but you know, your family's here. You know, they won't be responsible.
Yeah.
He says, what are they going to do? They're going to buy drugs. They're going to sell it. They're going to do all this, and they're going to blow it away. We're enabling them.
Mm-hmm.
She said, we never want to enable our tribe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're saving up for a rainy day, Jose. And this is like years ago she told me this. She says, we're saving up for a rainy day because the way society, economy is, like, our tribe members will be taken care of. Dude, when COVID hit and I lost all my clients, we were set still.
Really?
The rainy day came.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And at least like you're like, oh wow, they actually did do it. I'm not like some like, we're gonna save it, don't worry.
Yeah.
It's going to good places. Like,
Well, because
that's
when
cool.
I was a kid, we weren't even enrolled. I got enrolled when I was like 21, 22. I didn't know, because my mom was crazy. My mom was selling me and my brother's identity. She was a crackhead. She was a prostitute.
Damn.
You know, so she was what the rest was, what we experienced.
Yeah.
You know, and my aunties and uncles are alive now, so it's like, I'm not trying to call them out. you know.
Yeah. No, but it just like
But it happened.
when you were being raised, it was kind
Yeah.
of what you're going through.
Mhm,
Like
and
it
that's
is
what
what
I-
it is.
yeah,
like,
that's what I-
like at
that's
the end
what
of the day,
happened.
yeah.
So my mom here, man, never told us about that. She collected and took all that stuff from us, man, and we didn't know. You know, till my stepmom told us about it, we got enrolled. You know, so now my kids are enrolled, and my kids will get it. And then after that,
Because what it
Yeah.
goes, it goes to 1/8. Is
Yeah,
that what it goes
something like
to,
that.
right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
so I'm halved, and kids are quartered, and yeah. And
Yeah.
So now that all that happened, dude. You know, I think where my thing is, like, I never wanted to be dependent on that. You know, what they do is, like she said, they don't just give us cash. You know, every other month they have, season.
Mhm.
But during that time, they'll send us like $4,000 or $5,000 like in gift cards at Sam's Club.
Really?
we'll
So it's like
stock up-
groceries.
Yeah, we'll
it's
stock
like
up
things.
on food.
That's cool.
We'll get like a refrigerator.
They do it so that you have to
freezer.
be responsible
Yeah.
with that money. It's like, hey, here's groceries for 6
Yeah.
months to a year.
some of my cousins up there got like Home Depot cards. What the hell are you gonna buy?
Well, yeah, honestly, I'd be like, hey, I don't go to Home Depot that much. Can we?
I bought like 10 saws. I'm trying to flip them. I'm trying to pawn them.
Exactly. There's
know.
a sale on them, so I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's funny. My cousin, like, hey, does anybody want to trade money for Home Depot gift cards? We're like, nope. But they would give us that, dude. They put money like in our PG&E account.
Oh, okay.
You know, we got
Sometimes PG&E them, or at least my PG&E is like $19 a month. I'm like,
Really?
Well, no, it's because we have MID. So it's like PG&E is like electric, and then MID is like water and a whole bunch of other stuff. But like this PG&E bill, you wouldn't believe
about
how
a
much
rack,
expensive it is. Well, it's because our AC unit
Yeah,
is
it's
ridiculous.
flowing, yeah.
A car has hit our AC unit, and I was like, talk to the rental property. They're like, yeah, it's
that's
on
you.
Yeah, it's like okay,
You
whatever.
pay, you know.
Yeah.
So, but no, we're blessed, you know, for being there. And that's one thing I love about my tribe is that they never enabled us. You know, I grew up that way.
That's cool.
Where I
dude.
wasn't enabled, but I learned the hard way, man. I was that guy that I would put myself,
Yeah.
like I'm in this deep hole of life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, why am I in here? And I turn to my right. It's like I'm the one holding the shovel.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
my
yeah. You're
fault.
digging the
You're like,
hole,
"Damn
man.
it, how'd
yeah.
I get in here? It's like,
You're
you.
why am I while you're digging? Like, why am
Yeah.
I in here?
Everybody's fault but
Yeah,
mine.
yeah.
You know, so that's kind of how I grew up, man. And so being native, it's cool. A lot of people are like, oh, you're native. You know?
And so when you first got to the Central Valley, and then to now, like, have you grown to like it? You know what I mean?
I did. I would say I've grown to like it the last, 2 years, huh? Because I hated Fresno my whole life.
Well, no, and a lot of people like that. People's attitudes have been like that for I think it's like
Well,
generations.
We even talked about it.
Yeah,
on
yeah,
when you were on
exactly,
my
yeah.
show. You know, I hated it because I just couldn't stand Fresno. I hated Fresno, but until my perspective changed. Shout out Roski Doski, who created my logo and everything, man.
What a name,
Roski, man.
Roski Doski.
Yeah, that's my boy. If you guys ever need logos, man, hit him up.
Okay,
If you
cool,
need some
cool.
Dope designs, my man will get you.
Well, now it seems like a good time to talk about how this podcast is brought to you by Marcus Rodriguez. If you're looking to buy or sell your home in this competitive market and you're not too sure where to start, look no further than Merced's preferred realtor, Marcus Rodriguez. He'll make the process go as easy as possible, and you can find him at 209-554-1715. Once again, that's 209-554-1715. Visit his website, www.myagentmarcus.com, or email him, info@myagentmarcus.com. Thanks again, Marcus. This podcast is brought to you by Crybaby Wine. Proudly located in Fresno, California, Crybaby Wine offers you your favorite delicious tasting wines like Chardonnay, Cabernet, and everything in between. Not only do they offer these great tasting wines, but they also have delicious de-alcoholized CBD wine. Infused with CBD and CBG, these wines help reduce anxiety and alleviate stress. And for the first time, you guys, we have a special code. So if you type in CVP at checkout, once again, that's CVP at checkout, you can get 10% off your order. So please do that when you guys check out. CVP is the code, and you can find their products at crybabywine.com. Once again, that's crybabywine.com. If you live in Fresno, you'll receive free delivery. And once again, it is crybabywine.com, you guys. Go follow them on Instagram too, at crybabywinecalifornia. Thanks again, Crybaby. What am I doing with my finger?
But he showed me, he was one that really kind of showed me the love of downtown Fresno and the creators. And I think Fresno and Central Valley is more than just a place, a town, a city. It's the people, legit.
No, exactly.
The people.
No, and that's what I was talking with somebody. It's like it's a huge area and a huge group of people that, like, when people think of California, it's just like LA, San Francisco. You know what I mean? It's like, no, what about like the millions of people that live within the valley? You know what I mean? It's like you're missing that whole, like, whether you're a business who needs to market or whatever it is, it's like I say that for corporate world, you know what I mean? But like, it's a huge place that's underrepresented, and it just gets a horrible rep. And that's like, obviously, you know, but like that's why the show started. Everything else sound like a broken record here, but
you're right. And then sometimes you need to keep hearing it, man.
Yeah.
Because I found my love and, you know, in respect, really, man, is because of the guests I've had on.
And
that
the people, right? Yeah.
Yeah, and their passion for downtown, their passion for Fresno Central Valley made me open my eyes, got rid of the blinders to see. I love this place. I really do, because those people what make it, you know, and not the junk, not the mess. It's just what those guys make it. And I feel like that's where it changed for me growing up. I hated it. I hate it because the experiences I've had, I blame Fresno.
Yeah.
For my childhood was crazy. You know, we grew up in church, man, but my mom was psychotic, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I'll tell this one story, man. It's like 16 years old, 17 years old, and we're chilling. My dad's already remarried, and my mom lived like right behind Fresno State, these little dingy apartments. So we go visit my mom, and I had this bad feeling all day. My mom been drinking all day, whiskey, beer, liquor, everything, man. So my stepmom drops me off. My sisters were younger. And my Auntie Vicky's in town. She knows there's something wrong because Yolanda took my Auntie Vicky to go do something. We didn't know, but my mom was so drunk. You know, we get in there, she's getting real verbal with this abuse real quick. You know, and she's doing things, derogatory things, just pissing us. You know, she's just pissed off at life and herself. So she gets up, and I have this weird feeling. It's like, we got to go. You know, she gets up, and she goes in her room, and I follow her, and I see her, and I peeked in her room what she's doing, and she got in her drawer, pulled out a gun, and she was coming towards me, and I grabbed the door. I was like, Letty, we need to get to the door. So I'm holding the door. They run, so I'm holding the door. My mom's pulling it open, dude, and she darts. She falls. She's a little short, 4 foot, crazy Native American dude.
Damn.
So we run outside and we're gone.
Yeah,
you know. So my sisters didn't know. They didn't see it.
Yeah.
So I'm grabbing them. They're little girls, man. And we're about 4 or 5 blocks away. My mom's walking out there with the gun, and she's threatening. You know, you need to get back over here. And we didn't. My sisters wanted to go because my mom was like throwing herself in front of traffic.
Yeah.
All that. Laying in front of trucks, telling her, kill me. I was like, we got to run, man, because this is where you know where Fresno State is.
Yeah.
We lived on the west side of Fresno country, so we had to walk all the way down there. And so I think my hate for Fresno was because of my experiences.
Just those type of experiences. And it wasn't necessarily anything to do with the actual city, but just the experiences you had in there. And that's what I think a lot of people do is they tie their bad experiences to a place.
Yeah.
And like even today, somebody was commenting like, I I have this like reel that's like doing pretty well. It's like just a shot of the Merced Tower, and someone's like, "What a hellhole" or whatever. You know what I mean? And I was like, "Oh, like it's what you make of it." And it was just like, "Oh no, I don't." He's like, "No, dope work, but I hate this place." You know what I mean? And I just think like that's what it is. It's people that have memories, whether it's like being a bully or other things like that. And Austin, who was the teacher who did the dancing and stuff like that, he was saying that he hated like Bullard High School or junior high, whatever it is, because he got bullied there, and he didn't like the way it was and stuff like that. And then finally,
Bullard.
yeah. And then he then their position opened up for leadership, which is the whole culture of the school or whatever at that school. And they're like, "Hey, like we want you to be the teacher there." And he was just like, "Well, if I actually do want to make an impact, I should take this job, even though like I'm mad at that school because of my experience there. But if I want to help change the stigma and change the culture of it, then I need to do this." You know
and
what
I think
mean?
that's like you said, the perspective. Because at some point, man, when I finally like again the road and these guys showing me the love for the for the city and for the Central Valley, man, it really just showed me where again it's like if you want to see the problem, turn the mirror around, quit showing everyone else that they're no, it's you.
Yeah.
I think that's where I've learned, man, and I think I've learned the majority of my mistakes is from my wife. Because, again, we live in a world where women tell their husbands, "You're dead, you're this," and women just, and hey, sometimes rightfully so.
Yeah.
But the wife or the woman don't make it easier for the man, So that's one thing in my past relationships before her, the feedback, the arguments, the fights that I used to get with my exes, man, I fed off it, and I knew how to, like, hurt. I knew how to hurt. I knew what to say, and it shut him up. And I would do that to her in the beginning of our marriage, but it's because of what she never said or what she had every right to do. She just kept praying for me. It's not like I was just like, it's just I knew how to say certain things. And her non-reply was all I needed. She never fed the fire because fire begets more fire. And she never did that. She was just, all right.
Let it sizzle out, huh?
Yeah, and she did, and that's what changed me, man.
Yeah.
And that's what it took a long time.
And how did you guys meet?
Church.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah.
And we met, and I just once we took her out on a date, I was like, "I'm gonna marry you." She's like, "What the hell?"
She was like, "Bro, it was our first date. What are you doing?"
And it was, but. Here we are, dude, 17 years later.
Is that how long it's been?
Yeah, 17
That's cool.
years,
And how old are you?
I'm 41.
41.
I'm an old guy.
Old guy. I mean,
He's like, yeah, old guy.
I feel old now. I'm 29, but I'm like, I'm 30.
Duffy, how old are you?
I turned 30 last week, unfortunately.
You, man.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal. You're going to find when you're 30, after 35, it goes faster. But
I feel it now. It's insane.
But I can tell, like in your job and what you do, because you do a lot of heavy work, man. But after 30, you guys will start seeing a new experience and a new mentality.
Well, I think even the last few years for me, just like since I started doing what I wanted to do in my life, the opportunities and things have just opened up and blossomed for me. And it's like I was gonna be a teacher. That was my thing.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I was gonna imagine me as a teacher. But
dude, you'd be a dope teacher.
No, yeah, I would love to be a college professor. I think like I would love to go teach photography or like just teach people about something that I'm actually passionate about and the way I want to teach.
Let me get my foundation.
Yeah,
started.
exactly, dude.
I
would just love to teach people actual things that I'm passionate about because I can teach that. But like when you put all these standards and things and like rules and fill out the forms for every single student, you know what I mean? It's like when you make it that type of like curriculum, then it makes the teachers not even passionate about what they're doing. It locks
them in
a box, yeah. And that's why it's just like that's why I was like, me and Lindsay have talked about it multiple times. I was like, I would love to teach people what I know. And it's crazy because it's like I've only been doing this for like it just basically now is 3 years for photography, videography. But like the amount I've grown and learned in the past 3 years is just.
Well, why don't you do this? Put out a pod, just you, and just talk about your passion, dude, and get people to come. It's like, hey, if you want to come here, 1-2 students for 3 months. Here's a course. Here's charge.
Yeah,
but
look,
3 months, $300. Just to get something out of it.
Exactly.
And start doing it that way. And I think that's why I wanted to. That's why I started my foundation. And my sickness prolonged it even longer, man. But we're in that process where we're hammering all the details out. But that's what I want to do. Because I'm a dude. I never let me, a brown guy, minority, Jose, Hispanic, get in the way of me getting in.
Are you half Mexican, half
and Filipino?
Oh, and Filipino. Filipino.
Same.
Yeah.
Well, not the same ratios, but I'm also part Filipino.
Yeah, so I'm a quarter Mexican, quarter Filipino, so it's, because my actual last name is Manzano.
Manzano.
Yeah, so it's Jose. I'll give you the whole
Yeah,
Mexican
give it to
name.
me.
It's legally supposed to be Jose Gregorio Cruz Manzano.
Well, Duffy, give
Is
him
that
yours.
Apple tree?
Huh?
Is that apple tree?
It's
Is that what that means?
no, I think, no.
Oh, that's like
Everyone
is that
thinks it's
Manzanita?
Manzana, but it's Manzano.
Oh, right. But yeah, I'm Irish, Portuguese. That's half, and then the other half is Chinese and Filipino.
Give him your full name.
Andrew Patrick Duffy Murphy.
Andrew Patrick.
There is no Asian side.
Yeah. Well, my dad decided to give me every Mexican, every three, like Jose Gregorio.
Well, that's why I was like Jose Cruz just sounds like such like a Mexican
It
name.
is.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
But the thing is, legally right now it's Jose Gregorio Manzano Cruz. So when we
Okay.
found out, I got a job at another station before Channel 26. I got a job at 24. So I was going by Jose Manzano.
You ever work with the legends? By legends, I mean like the people what I grew up listening to was
Like
like
Kobe?
AJ Fox and
yeah, I love that.
yeah, remember? And then Graciela Moreno.
No,
or
I
whatever.
worked with them in the field. Like Graciela Moreno, I worked with her in the field.
Mhm.
Did you find it?
It's
No.
just a Manzano pepper.
Oh, I guess so. I'm a pepper. But no, I worked with them like in the field when we cover breaking news. But when I got my job at Channel 24, I was going under Jose Manzano. So I got the job. They loved me.
Mhm.
Again, I had no diploma. But like the next day when I went there to show up to start working to get all the paperwork finalized, the HR was like, I need to talk to you, excuse me. And she's like, I'm like, sure. She's all, you got anything to tell me? I was like, no. She's like, well, why do you have two identities? I'm like, what do you mean? So come to find out, I was going by Jose Manzano, but there was a Jose Cruz out there.
Oh, using your stuff and
Yeah.
everything.
But come to find out, that's when we found out my mom
Oh, it was sold and you're selling.
sold
your
me my
stuff.
brother's identity.
Damn.
So I was like, what? So I didn't get the job because of that. So henceforth, from like 2006 to now, I'm going by Jose Cruz. Jose
Taking it back.
Yeah, so I have to because that's on my. For me to change it, it's gonna be like $1,700
Yeah, it's like.
So I was like, yeah, I'll go by Cruz.
Yeah,
Back then I was
yeah.
broke,
Yeah.
So I mean, we thought about changing it to Cruz, So
Mhm.
so that was a whole mix. My dad was like, "Why are you ashamed of the Manzano name?" No, I'm not because
Yeah.
your wife sold my identity.
Yeah.
But that's kind of really everyone trips out because I was going by Cruz. She's married under Manzano. My kids have Manzano name. the last
Really?
name,
Do they
too.
go by that?
Yeah. And so we had this one guy, pastor guy. We were helping the
Damn.
church out in Clovis, and this guy, he's like, "Hey, can I ask you a question?" Walked up like, "I don't want,
Yeah.
I was like, "What's up?" He's like, "Are those your kids?" I was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Yeah, those are my kids." He was like, "Well, why is Laura's name Manzano and you're Cruz?" I was like, "Bro, I ain't no baby daddy, man.
Yeah.
Those kids are mine. Those are
Yeah.
only 3 kids that I have."
Yeah.
I was like, and I told him the story. He's like, "Oh, that makes sense." I was like, "Man, mind your business,"
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna judge you. If
yeah. And then I'll say I'll pray for you.
Yeah. I'll pray for you guys.
But yeah, everyone gets confused. I get confused for being like Samoan sometimes.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Do my haka or something, but I don't know the haka. But I don't know, man. That's just kind of really. I think that's why Still Here podcast means a lot because I can talk about. I really haven't told that story on my podcast yet. The one I told about my mom, where she tried to
Yeah.
my sisters.
Well, and when you're like, you can ask anything. I was like, oh, I wonder because we were listening to the podcast. That's why I started the podcast last night because I was like, I just wanted to like spark some ideas of what I could ask him, and then I was like, oh, you're like, oh, I'm Native American. I was like, oh, I wonder if he guys knows anything about like his family history or anything like that.
Yeah, my brother's
Opened up a door for you, man.
I know, just like and this one time.
I'm like, oh yeah, go subscribe to this podcast. Still Here.
Call the cops, call a therapist. Well, my brother's the only one that has an actual native middle name. It's Yell Out.
Yeah. Oh, like
Yell
the
Out.
name.
Yell
Yeah,
Out.
yeah.
I wanted like when.
Yeah, it'd be cool to have like a
I
like
wanted
that type of name.
I want
yeah.
a name, but
We call you
squatting moose or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
Twerking squirrel. I don't know.
That's the modern day. If Native Americans were still today, it's twerking squirrels.
The twerking squirrel, dude.
Twerking squirrel. Please tell me your messages.
I travel many moons to say I'm gonna kick your ass. But no,
Let's hear what twerking hawk has to say.
twerking. But I wish I had a name, man. But my brother has one, and we don't. And
We shall call you Moonwolf here.
Moonwolf? Yeah, Land of the Moonwolf. But I think it's dope that, having these shows, man, having this platform has been eye-opening.
Isn't it wild, like, how it's grown? Like, whether, like, you're working to do it, you know what I mean? But, like, I feel the same way where it's almost like you just feel like I just feel like I'm the conductor behind this thing that I don't know what's going on. I keep doing what I think, I just keep switching these switches, and I think it's working, you know what I mean? But it's cool to see how it grows and how people are gravitated towards it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, speaking of switching, dude, have you got your guys set up?
No,
What's
dude.
all that going on?
Dude.
We bought the wrong one.
Yeah.
Well, no, we bought the one that you were...
The Mini Pro.
Yeah, we bought that one, but it's just like, just for the fact that if he missed it, or if he was switching and he missed something, it's like we got to be able to go back and do it.
Is it worth the bucks though? For you guys to step up your game to do that?
Well, so I want to talk to you this after the air, but like about it and like
Talk about it now,
we can talk about it now. I guess.
Anybody listening, watching,
yeah, that's true.
he can pick my brain, and you guys can start your show this way.
Well,
too.
yeah. So well, my whole thing is like, so I'm trying to think about the most semi-budget friendly but best quality, you know what I mean? Because there was this other thing that I was like looking at, but I'm just afraid the quality's not going to be good. It's basically like one of those things, and it's like I'm just afraid it's like a mini camera, and they have like multiple things, and they have their own software where you could switch it. But I'm just like, I don't want it to be like when I'm zooming in on, when I'm making it a reel, this person's all grainy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's not what I want.
Honestly, I would say for you guys, man, just get the Mini Pro. Because they have the Mini Pro Extreme also.
Yeah.
And it's 4K, in their ISO or the Extreme ISO.
Yeah.
They have that, man. So I think what happened for me to start is like, because I was recording 3 cameras all at once.
Mm-hmm.
And I bought 2 A7Cs, 2 Sony A7Cs.
Yeah.
Because they have no limit until your battery and SD card fills up, and so.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
A7C, and I have those 2 now. And so when I got that and I was shooting 4K, I was like, we're going to have quality.
Yeah.
Bro,
You're like,
we shot a remote podcast at TAC Ops and TAC Ops Brewing. Closed.
Yeah.
That was like a 2-hour podcast. That thing burned my 32 gigs of RAM.
Yeah, I was gonna ask.
Slow. Even at half
You're
quality.
like rendering it, and it's like
It's like
taking
10
forever.
hours.
Yeah, exactly.
So after that, I was like, I got to change it up.
Yeah, it's like, and it's like for a podcast, I don't think you need 4K necessarily. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe, but.
I mean, well, I still shoot.
Well, I mean, that's also your job, though. I always think, right? Like, I mean, for your setup is, I think, it works for you because you use it for your actual job too, right? You know what I mean? Where it's like, here, it's like, I don't do it. You know what I mean? I just want something that I can leave. I could, yes, and maybe I'll talk to you and learn about that. But it's almost, but like at the moment, I'm like, I just want something I can leave because it's like I want to leave stuff that I like. Don't have to set up every single time because, like, you know what I mean? Especially with multiple cameras, everything like that becomes a process.
Yeah. Well, I think what you can do, I would say get the Mini Pro.
Mm-hmm.
ISO will come. I think Duffy's a smart guy. He won't miss. He follows the flow.
Yeah. And how do you do over there when you're switching the boards? Pretty good. After like one episode, you get it, or what? You think?
It took me a while.
Took you a while.
It took me a while to find the flow. It took me a while to find the flow, the conversation, getting to know like his reaction. But he says I'm getting better.
Yeah.
He'll let me know if I'm like I missed something, but having the backup if I did miss something.
Yeah, and
that's very helpful.
And that's my only thing is instead like let's say somebody's like having a really good moment and like it's like I don't want it to be on me. Like you know what I mean? Like, it's like we're using the audio.
I'm all crying over here. Well, here's the thing. I've learned honestly, I don't care. Sometimes I think what we get caught up in on the like, it's
we notice it. You know what I mean? Huh?
But honestly, man, the authenticity will still get out there. So what if he misses 2-3 seconds? Go wide.
And so
know your wide shot. Go wide
with that program. So that one comes with the Blackmagic program, right?
It does, but
what do you use then?
I use Premiere Pro.
During it?
No, wait.
No. So I'm saying like when she's switching it and everything like that.
Oh no, the Extreme ISO is what I have. It has you plug in the Samsung TS5. You guys, if you're gonna get a
board,
get the Samsung TS5 because that's the only one right now that's compatible. So when she cuts and record, you hit record right there. It's live editing.
Yeah, because my problem is that like this
program.
This camera normally would be like a lot of cameras cut off at 30 minutes, right? And so that's why we use OBS as a bypass for that. Yeah. So, but I wonder, can you use can you have like OBS going and him switching
can.
on the
Yeah,
board?
because you can have channel 1 is mainly for like your computer.
Yeah.
And you plug your computer in channel 1, so technically you have only 3 cameras on
Mm-hmm.
the Mini Pro. So you can actually set feedbacks. Right now, you can do a split screen or like a mini or multi split screen where we're in the bottom corner, like Joe Rogan does.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's what that's for. But you can it all live record, live edits. You know, so there's no. I mean, I don't know what was the question. You know, I'm like
No. We're just talking about the like how the system works and everything.
So I would say I would recommend for you guys to start it out
the
that
Mini
way.
Pro, and then you can always
I have it, I'm
upgrade,
selling
right?
one.
I know,
No.
yeah, exactly.
I still have it.
I had literally just like I had bought one, and then I was like, oh, I wanted to be able to like my whole thing was like you're saying I get in my own head like, oh no, I want to be able to.
Don't I would say people listening and watching, man, don't get on the hype of like I need that, and I got like that. How much money I've wasted on gear that I thought I need that I don't use. And I'm not gonna look right now.
Oh, do what with our jobs though? Like you can go down a rabbit hole of thinking you need everything. You know what I mean? Yeah, and we don't. And I just bought like Pro Mist filters. You know what that is? Yeah. So I lost mine. And I just bought a new one, and I don't even use it that much. But I was like, I want it.
I want it. Peter McKinnon has one. Damn it, Peter. Well, because he travels, he goes to places.
Oh, and
where
he
it's
also doesn't have to buy anything. They just give him everything. Yeah. Well, and honestly, what kind of annoys me with those YouTubers though now, it's like I don't know what it was today, but it was like some camera.
The Insta 360.
Yeah, it's just like when I see on my feed 6 people do a video about it makes me not want to get that at all. You know what I mean? And I understand like some things every now and then it's cool. Like when and if it was just one person doing it, I'd be like, oh, what is this? You know what I mean? But when it's 6 in a row, I'm like, can you guys at least split it up different weeks so that we're not all like,
oh look, we're the cool people.
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, but I don't know. I think people want to market themselves that way. But I think anybody knowing with a cheaper budget, not cheaper, but just a low end budget, dude. Yeah. Going smart.
Because I was thinking of even going back to because you can get like a T3i that shoots 1080. You know what I mean? And then just plugging all those in or something like. Those are online for fucking cheap.
T7 ones are better to get. I would say the T7i, whatever.
Yeah, T7i. Yeah.
You know, and I don't know why I said one, but I don't know. I feel.
Oh, it's definitely better. But I meant like T3i still shoots in 1080. Oh, for ISO though. Yeah.
Yeah, the ISO. You know. So, but then again, it's the lenses. You know, one thing I hate about Canon, honestly, I would recommend you go Sony.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I can't because I'm so invested in Canon.
Sell it. What the problem with Canon is you get the EF mount, the RF mount, the EBT mount. I don't know, all these stupid mounts. With Sony, it's E mount. You know,
even the new ones come with the E mount. Yeah.
And what's so cool is that Sony native lenses, the G Masters, the Sigmas, and the Tamrons, you know, and the Rokinons, you get an E mount. Done. You don't need adapters like Canon. That's why I can't stand Canon. Canon's like, you buy this dope camera, then you have to buy all your lenses don't fit, so buy another adapter. Those are like $300, $400, $600.
The only adapter that I do like from Canon is they have one with a built-in ND filter, so you don't have to buy NDs for every fucking lens. But I mean, like you said, or like on your podcast, you're like, you do seem like a Canon guy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone uses Canon, man. I hate Canon. You know, because we were watching.
See, and it's like I just love it. Like I mean, and I think it's because I know it's what I know. It's what I learned on.
It's what you grew up on.
Yeah.
I started my business borrowing my buddy's T3i.
Yeah.
When I started my business, I had no gear. I didn't know what to. I was so afraid to pull the trigger on getting gear.
Well, and the reason I pulled my trigger on like Canon so much is that I do Facebook Marketplace is my shit. I buy everything from Facebook Marketplace, but I got my Canon EOS R 70-200, a 35mm, 85mm, and like all those, and the 35 alone was $2,000, and so I got that all for $2,500, and so that's why I'm like, oh, like I could make a profit off of that, obviously, and go Sony. But
go Sony, man! I'm telling you guys, because there's a Sony.
But then I gotta buy 3 Sony cameras. My problem, you know what I mean?
No, I mean, you still can keep your cameras, but work your way. I don't want to just say dump it and start over, because a lot of people don't have the means, and I'm not saying I do, but it took a lot of thinking, a lot of planning. Once I got to Canon, I was like, I like Canon, but no, everyone uses Canon. I need something I'm gonna struggle with. And dude, I learned Sony the hard way, and it worked out. It paid out, and so I have 2 Sony A7 IIIs and I have 2 Sony A7Cs. You know, my next big rig, I want to get the Sony FS6.
Is that like their
cinematic?
Yeah, cinema camera.
So my goal is to get that and get I forget this long name on the lens. You know, but see, he's pulling it up all right there. Look at that, boy. That lens.
That's Sony.
So
That's the
second one from the top, Duffy.
Second
right there. right there. You see that lens right there? I want that lens.
Yeah, this is the standard, or that Sony is the standard in like TV and
That's
everything.
new.
So the
It's like 2
sisters,
years old.
the Sisters of the Valley, or the Wee Nuns, they always have news crews come out there, and they're always with that Sony camera, always.
Yeah, well, those ones, that's like the old XD cam that still takes like the Blu-ray.
Yeah.
But I don't know what. That's what I started when I left photogging. That's what we didn't have this. Those are ENG cams that the station has. You know, but that one, I want to get like 4 of those with that lens. You know, but that's going to be a lot. My wife's gonna be like, no.
Yeah.
You know, but what's so cool is that the setup I have, one of my cameras is wireless. So I have the Hollyland wireless system. So it sends a feed to
Really?
Yeah. So if you guys go watch my last podcast I did with when I had Greg Fitz.
Yeah.
I was walking around wirelessly recording to my Extreme
Oh,
ISO, and I had my
really?
Rode wireless mic, and I was interviewing everybody, you know, and the system, the quality, because it's like up to like 200 feet, 300 feet.
That's cool.
Yeah. So and the sync's off a little, but on my timeline, I just
You always gotta just
5 frames.
Yeah, exactly.
5 frames and you're good, you know. So I want that system mainly for a lot of my corporal shoots that I have, you know, and I'm working with a couple of churches right now, helping with their social media and building their brand.
Yeah.
You know, but that, you know, that's next level. That's D level.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
but right now
exactly.
I'm using what I have, and I feel like recommending for you because I like your guys' room, man.
Yeah.
You can hang just like what Fighter and the Kid, Brendan Schaub, they have their cameras hanging. you
Yeah,
know?
and that's what I want. Yeah, that's what it would be. It'd be something like
I like that.
over here, over there, and that's what. As soon as we got here, because I used to have in my room, it was like at the house, it was like
I saw that
a
one.
tripod, and then like it was just like people would walk in and there's just wires everywhere, so much going on. And I was like, if we do this, we got to get a mount on the freaking thing. You know what I mean? And just make
tripods
it
are
easier.
annoying. I'm trying to figure out my system to have cameras where I can buckle them or just
You
like
could
clip 'em.
definitely do
Yeah,
that.
just when I need them, pull them down. And
I almost think like just like a shelf and just set your camera on, like just put it at the perfect level. You know what I mean?
did you see the new PTZ, the Sony PTZ?
I don't think I did,
Bro, that has the same hardware as the FS6. Those new pan tilt.
Oh, those little ones?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm like.
Sony FX7, I think. It's right there, the fourth one from
Right here?
that one.
So know what that looks like when I did when I was a substitute T. Damn, what the fuck?
Oh shit!
But it's E-mount.
I was like, I want to get 3 of those.
But it's E-mount.
30,000.
If you want to sponsor this podcast,
Yeah, sponsors, y'all need to step it
at
up.
Central Valley Podcast
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah, so
But I'm not saying I want that, but one thing I like about that is that it's an E-mount.
Yeah,
So my
yeah.
lenses right now can.
just click on it.
You don't need an adapter like Canon. you
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
I hate
yeah.
Canon. You know,
I got that.
but but you said something like, you know, at the end of our podcast, you
Yeah.
know, I could say Sony sucks. I was like,
oh
was
no,
that a jab?
no. Yeah. My whole thing is like you could talk shit about anything.
Yeah,
in
that's
that
what it's
one.
funny.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
I
yeah.
thought that jokingly was
Yeah.
funny because I get our humor. But
Yeah.
I don't know, for your guys' setup, you guys can easily.
Yeah, I think then I'll rebuy that one, or maybe I'll look at yours. You know what I mean? Yeah.
As they're chilling, dude.
Yeah.
It's just it's not doing nothing right now. Only thing because I want to get another extreme ISO. Only because I know my clients now are wanting to, because I have a couple of clients one main one that I want to start a podcast, but they want to do Zoom interview. They want to do podcast over Zoom too. So the setup I want to do requires 2 inputs for cameras or computers. So channel 1 and 2 on Extreme ISO, 1 and 2 is for computers. You know, so I want to set it up to where we can have the Elgato.
So is that the one that you have the big
the
one,
Extreme
right?
ISO.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what I want to do is to where the setup I'll send you this link from this guy on YouTube called A to Z Productions. This dude is amazing. I almost kind of hate him. I'm kind of jealous that stuff he has is amazing. You know, the system he has like 13 MacBook Pros for Zooms, and each one has their own, so he can switch live.
Damn.
And the whole setup is insane.
That's
like
wild.
it's look up on YouTube. So A to Z Productions on YouTube. You know,
Yeah, I wanted to see if I've ever seen any of his videos.
nah, man, he's legit, and I think that's where I got my knowledge and understanding. Because again, when I do something, man, I take my time. You know, like look at the racks and the setup he makes wirelessly. Like Duffy, go down just a little. Go back. Yeah, this dude's.
This one,
Go
the
to
video.
videos.
Go to videos, yeah.
So scroll down. It's the one with that big old right there. Third row, second video to the last.
Hybrid conference?
No, yeah, that one right there.
From the last.
Yeah, but the hyper conference is the one.
Why don't you just
Look at this guy.
Hyper conference.
Yeah, the hyper conference, same thing. So this dude charges $100 an hour for consultation.
Consultation.
We just wrapped another successful hybrid conference. We are currently in Seattle, Washington, and I'm literally
This dude's
leaving
legit.
for the airport.
Damn.
in 5
Tag
minutes,
this guy, let him
but
know we're talking
I
about
wanted
it.
to
A
show
to
you
Z.
guys a little bit about
Love you, man.
I was thinking like A to Z. We just type in that and like A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Fast forward a little bit, Duffy, just to see.
Look at that.
Switch your laptop. program
Damn.
For video
Elgato deck.
This is
That's what I'm trying to build my system.
What do you
to.
think about the Roadcaster Pro?
Two?
Oh yeah, the 2. Yeah.
I have it.
Oh, did you just
Love
get
it.
Yeah, yeah. That was like those were our next ups. Is like we want to get the Roadcaster and we want to get multiple
I love it.
cameras, but as you know, money.
The Rodecaster 2 Pro 2?
So what's the difference between the 2 and the 1?
Well, you don't need cloud lifters on the 2.
Oh, for like your
Yeah.
mics and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
once you plug it in. Dude, they said they had put like $30,000 worth of software in that one thing that's like
Damn.
$700. So
You can even buy them used for like fucking 600 or
Yeah.
550 right now.
you know what's so cool is that you can actually plug in a guitar, you can plug in music,
And that's the thing with us. It's like I wouldn't want to have to set this up too if I was going to have to do a musical performance. It's like I would only want one that worked. Because when I watched a video the other day, that was the same thing. It was like, what's difference? And it was like one of the main ones was like you can plug instruments into this one.
Yeah, and the pads you can put sounds, but
Yeah,
they also
yeah.
can be MIDI pads. You can set up sounds, you can set up tracks and backtracks and all that too,
Yeah.
man. It's dope. That was one of the big purchases I had. I was like, I can't wait to get it.
Yeah.
So we have it. I love it. I had Scott play. Did you see this?
Yeah. I did watch that.
Dude, the sound on that,
Yeah.
the effects I had on his guitar, on top of what he had
And it's built in, right?
built in. That was all.
And
very-
even your vocals are built in and everything, right? You
Yeah.
can have like all the settings, compression, everything.
dude, the way it
And Duffy's like, yeah, that sounds.
dude, it sounded.
Duffy's like, I don't have a job anymore with that thing. You're fired.
Well, you would need a job.
Yeah,
Don't fire me. Duffy, now I'll hire you, man.
Couldn't you take my sound guy?
You're talking about firing him.
It was a joke.
No, but you definitely can get that. I recommend that, and I think people listening and watching, man, I've learned because I've had morons hit me up and are like, "Hey, let me pick your brain," and
People have no idea.
can you get it? You'll get paid in exposures. I mean, kiss my ass, man.
yeah.
I got bills. I got life.
Yeah.
So and it's like until you're willing to invest in yourself, you're
Yeah.
not. You're
Put
not
some
willing
money
to-
into it. Tinker with it. Like once you try to do stuff, and even if you just have a most basic setup, like even ours is pretty basic with audio interface and everything else. You know what I mean? But like, if you can at least try that, learn what you know, and then ask questions, it's like, yeah, I'm willing to talk to you because at least you put in work for yourself. You know what I mean? But if you're not putting in the work for yourself and you're just like instantly like, oh, I want to do that, like, you know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
I think people listening and watching, man, don't know how serious you are with it. It's-
yeah, they're gonna be lost by this whole last part of the conversation. You know, in the sense of like,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? We're talking
like,
our
wait,
own language.
Our podcast. I thought we were doing good.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
but it's not that you get lost. It's just like after a while, man, how you take it serious is how people take it
Yeah,
serious.
exactly.
And I think that's what I knew. If like, man, if I'm gonna do this, like my last pod, I'm all in. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do this. There's no going back.
Yeah.
I said I'm gonna do this. Guess what? Now I'm gonna do it.
It's the middle of the podcast. You're probably thinking about that giant pile of junk in your backyard. Where, hey, that's where Scott Livesay comes in with Be Junk Free Merced. Everybody has stuff that's taking up space, but not everybody has the time or equipment to do something about it. And that's where Scott comes in. If you have junk overtaking your garage, yard, that spare room, or even a storage unit, go ahead and give them a call at 209-233-1519. Once again, that's 209-233-1519. He'll get you an estimate, and he'll make the process go as smooth and easy as possible. Thanks again, Scott. This podcast is brought to you by Thore. If you're in the Central Valley area and you're looking to get a tattoo, look no further than this dude right here. He's a versatile artist that specializes in black and gray realism. He's located in Merced at the Merced Tattoo and Piercing Company. And if you'd like to get in contact with him, please reach out to him on Instagram. That's @_Thore with 5 E's, or stop by the shop in the beginning of the month. And that's the best way you guys can make an appointment. Thanks again, Thore. This podcast is brought to you by Wooten Personal Training. You won't find the answer in a cute pair of leggings or in that new protein shake, but you will find it during your time at Wooten Personal Training. Justin empowers clients to identify their wellness goals and adjust their lifestyle to make health a priority and a reality. Justin offers one-on-one personal training as well as small group training in a studio in downtown Merced. He just launched a very new membership program, and if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to contact Justin at 209-500-7323. Once again, that's 209-500-7323, or find him on Instagram at Wooten Personal Training, and you can even email him, wootenpersonaltraining@gmail.com. Thanks again, Justin.
You know, I don't care about haters. I appreciate all my supporters, you know.
And that's instantly why I was drawn to your podcast, because I'm like, this guy's quality, multiple cameras. I was like, I need to see like what his setup is, because and like even you go to my profile, seeing when you're like, at least this guy's trying. You know what I mean? This guy's, you know, he's putting out quality and stuff like that. So it's like we have like a mutual respect in that way, and I think that's why we get along so well. And just I could talk to you forever.
Well, yeah, and let me know if you got to go. Too,
no,
man.
I don't have to do anything. Like I told you, I don't have anything to do besides this.
Dude, this is gonna be a 4-hour podcast.
Yeah.
Joe Rogan, we catching up. Boy.
I like had questions. Like I always have questions. Like I have not. No, I don't. I fucking. They're already gone. Like, we just naturally talked about them without me doing it. Yeah,
so we're on that level,
yeah,
man.
Why
We're on that same level.
I literally laughed because I was like, oh, that's all the questions I had. Like, I was
That's
like,
1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
He's nailing
I
it.
was like, yeah.
So house life.
Yeah.
So menudo, huh? You know, but I just think when it comes down to it, you know, I'm blessed, man. I'm not saying where we are at is like, I hope nobody looks at me like, oh, he's been, you know, like we look at those YouTubers that review the same. I don't want to be that guy. That's why I don't flaunt. That's why I don't say, hey, you know, I just let the work speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know, and I think that's what people see. You know, if your work and who you are as a talent, as a host, you know, as a producer, sound guy, if that speaks along with your quality, you have something good, man.
Yeah.
You know, every guest, like I have talked about my last teasers with All In, you know, everyone that I had, I was like, dude, no one's doing this like you. He says, you're actually taking this really serious. And it's not just because you have or had the money or don't or do. It's in you. Was that serious at me? Girl, I ain't talking to you. You know, but again, it's like, it's how serious.
No,
I am,
exactly.
you know?
And that's the same thing with like I said, like that's why I'm so fascinated. And I'm like, when I can learn from somebody, I want to learn. You know what I mean? And that's just like, I don't know. I'm just passionate about it. You know what I mean? And you can tell you're passionate about it, and I'm passionate about it. And when two people are passionate about the same thing, it's like
things happen.
Yeah, things happen.
You know? But that's what's up, though, because I didn't have this 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I was the guy, huh? Just one day. So what did I start doing? I started teaching myself how to use the gear I never owned.
Yeah, same thing. Yeah,
and when I got it,
yeah,
I'm getting ready for it. It's like the farmer, man, preparing for rain.
Mm-hmm.
There's no rain. Don't care. I'm getting ready. There's no rain. You're an idiot. I'm keep digging them trenches. I'm keep uprooting. When that day comes, man, and rain comes, your seed and your soil is ready.
Yeah.
Then you prepared for what? For that moment.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're not ready for that, you're missing out. You're holding the blessings and the crop that you could freaking, you know, yield. And that's where people are worried. That's where the fear comes in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm the guy that prepares for rain.
Yeah.
And everyone's laughing. They're like, this dude's an idiot. Then when they see it, they're like, oh, shit, he's actually doing it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, what did DJ Khaled, his last thing was like, either join me for success or watch me succeed. Or
Yeah, something like that.
And I think that's kind of where I took it serious. You know, all in, man. I'm not doing this show for hype, for for the viral.
Yeah. And the thing is, if you are, you're gonna burn out. Yeah, you know, you're gonna burn out on episode 20, episode 30, when like you are like, oh, like still not that many people. You know what I mean? And if you're doing it for the numbers, that's gonna get to you.
Yeah.
Where like me and you, it's like we're just doing this because this is what we're actually passionate about. You know what I mean?
Because my thing is like, Micah's cool, Duffy's cool. These guys are great people, and people that I know should know these guys.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, that's what I want to tell the story. Mm-hmm. You know, like I always say, the story behind the glory. Mm-hmm. Hallelujah.
I know. I heard you say story behind the glory.
You know, it's like everyone sees, oh, he's this, he's that. Oh, he has all. No. Because when we left our apartment in Clovis to move to the house we're at, man, that place, it wasn't beat up. It's just that, when you just get shit that like, how did this?
Yeah, you just when you get a house, you just collect shit.
Yeah,
I'm like,
so
sure,
this
like, what's
apartment,
going on?
dude, nice little apartment, but it was just we're pouring out. So I told the wife, I was like, we're wiping this whole house out. So we took our room. We started with the kids. We threw away like 70% of all their junk, cleaned it up, make it look dope. We did our room, we did the restrooms, the closets, everything, man. Then we did the living room, we did the kitchen. We got rid of everything. And then we finally did the garage. We took care of that garage was death.
Yeah.
So once we made it look dope and gorgeous, a week later, that house opened up. And we took care of what we had, the little things, man. This house opened up. So we're at this point with our house. It's like, we're going to take care of this even more.
Yeah.
Because the blessings will come if you're not getting ready for it. And I appreciate what I have. Because I do believe, hopefully next year, man, I get that grant. I build my facility. I will remember that I took care of my little studio at my house.
Yeah, exactly.
So everybody listening and watching, man, what little you have now may make that the best little thing. All you guys with little wieners, don't let no one tell you that little is not worth it. You can still make magic.
It's not about how big it is. It's how you use it, people.
We will have our day in the sun.
And we got my wife. She's like, what the hell?
Boys.
Wiener. But that's what I'm saying, man. Look, don't let no one despise your little thing.
Yeah.
And you don't despise it, man. It's again when you know how to work it. You put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it.
I'm playing flipping and reverse it.
It's your shipping.
You got a big.
Put your thing down.
What up? Like we were like super serious. Like it's take care of stuff. Take
The
care of
little
stuff.
things.
Dicks.
And I think that's where I've learned, man, because every little thing matters to me, man. I when everyone thinks it's trivial, man. Nothing's trivial. It's serious because I think what put me in check, man, was when I was in the hospital. And I told you that story about my son.
Yeah.
You guys go watch that. Link it up here in the tag up here, Duffy. I'm gonna keep running with
Duffy's
that.
like, yeah, Mike.
Yeah. But I realized what I missed out on, man. And what I thought was the grind, the hustle, make money. Look at my social media. It's stupid. I hate social media.
Yeah.
I've learned to use social media what it's for is now. It's a tool for me.
Yeah.
I don't care about promoting me. I want to promote people. And I think Still Here Podcast is doing that because we're growing. We're connecting with real people, man, real stories, man, real honest conversations, man. And to talk about things. There's this one reel I put out, hit like 17K.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that I was,
And this one guy commented, he's like, dude, he had no idea how much I needed to hear this.
What do you say in it? You say at the very beginning. You say at the very beginning, you're like, what do you say? I
pull it up.
I listened to it multiple times. It was
What'd
like,
you think about it? Be real.
No, I liked it, but it was like you say something in the beginning that's like kind of catchy. Put it up to the once you find it.
I got a lot of videos, man. We do work.
Dude, yeah, dude, and the people don't get it. Like these little videos like take time. Yeah, it was that. Well, yeah, it was like who?
Do you know your worth? Stop scrolling real quick. I want to talk to
But
you guys
this
about
part
something.
right here.
I read this quote the other day. It says, love yourself so much. When someone treats you wrong, you recognize it. As a business owner, I've heard so many times, let me get the homie discount. And I got tired of doing that because at some point I knew I was getting taken advantage of. I didn't know my worth until I had to experience life. Like a lot of you here on TikTok and on Instagram know your worth as content creators. Don't let nobody ask for the homie discount. Don't let a friend or a family member ask for the homie discount. Once you know your worth, you know how much you're worth. Come on, somebody. Keep your margins high. Keep your love for yourself high. Because at the end of the day, man, someone will recognize that through your action. Because if you know your worth, they'll see it. And guess what? They'll spend the money on you and invest in you. Know your worth. Love yourself, man. Keep growing. Let's do it. Do you?
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. You have another one though. You have another one that was like 10K. The one that you're talking about.
Who told you that?
Who told? Is that what you're like?
It's all my failures.
Was on my failures?
No, it's like it's one of them. It's over 10K. You have one of them that's over 10K. It's like who? I don't know what it is. It's like
it's so weird because I don't remember. It's like
what is?
We'll find it as we're talking.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of where.
But that's so. I love that statement. I love that statement because it's like your friends should want to pay full price for stuff. You know what I mean? They should want to support you, and if they don't, then something's going on. You know what
you're
I
real.
mean?
And I think that's kind of one of the things I want to be, man. Is real, is connect, because I want to say stuff people are thinking. I want to say the stuff that people don't know. You know, It's like I don't know how to say this. You know, it's like the life sentence that's like. I was trying to say that. You actually finished my life sentence. They put the period. I was like, that's what I've been trying to say. You know how when people put in the words that you can't? That's where I feel like I want to do for people, man, in real life.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like, who told you that? Who told you you're going to be like this? Who told
Maybe
you
it was that. Who told you?
I don't know.
I swear. There was something where it was like, let me look.
But those views are not.
No. Yeah. Oh, maybe it was this one.
Tell you we're gonna do this job, or we're gonna get it. I'm gonna get it.
I'm like just looking through stuff now.
I know I'm all over.
You're like, I don't know. Oh, what do you know?
Making my podcast.
I was just kidding. Just like, oh, this one is really good.
Well, you're the one that because again, honestly, my reels started because of you. Because remember,
I said, hey, you got to post this as a reel.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't.
You're posting
really,
it as normal video. Yeah.
I guarantee if I would have done that reels, that would have blown up.
Yeah.
Guarantee you. I'm gonna cut up some clips now. You know, now that
that's why
I'm gonna start getting back.
And that's what I started doing this past. I had never done clips before. Like before this after this past season, never done clips. I would do these long ass fucking mini podcasts basically and cut it up. Take so long editing it, and like it was like dragging. It was like that was killing me. And then Duffy was like, "Hey, like why don't you just like do the clips? Like that's like the better way to go." I'm like, "Oh yeah." And like since I do that, like they just like. It's easy for people to digest. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, see, what I do is I record the pod. One of the me and Natalia, man, you guys need to go watch that one, The Identity Gap.
Is that the girl in the wheelchair?
Yes.
I think I watched like, I don't know, a quarter or half of it. Bro. I don't know if I watched all of it, but.
So the identity gap for her and her experience is like you get so lost in your identity where like this job, this career, or this marriage, this relationships, who I am. But when that's taken away, who are you?
Because was she a firefighter, right?
Yeah, and so her identity was like, I'm a firefighter, I'm doing this, but when that accident happened, it was taken away. You know, she had to struggle with who she was. Mm-hmm. You know, and I think that's where one of my reels was like, I shoot the teasers I edit the teasers from the pod, but I shoot one-on-ones like that on the same topic for the week.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the identity gap. Who are you?
Oh, okay, gotcha.
So I'll pre-record something. It's like, hey, I'm talking to camera. It's like, hey, man, who are you? You know, is what you have in the bank or your friends or your status in life. Is that who you are? Imagine if all that was taken away, who are you? Is your identity in that? Who do you think you are? Who do you think you know you are? If and when that hits, who are you is when you'll find out who you really are. You know, that's where, you know, I let the experiences of my guests really pour into me. Every time I've had someone on, man, it just changed my life.
Dude, doesn't it feel like you're like getting energized and recharged every time you talk to somebody?
I'm reminded why we keep doing this.
Yeah, exactly. Every single time. And like, and now with the musical performances, we just had this 16-year-old kid goes to Merced High. His name is Mally. Dope.
Is that the one you just shared last?
No, that not yet. No, that was
Iron Chef
that was Iron Chef Weiss. He's dope too. But this kid is 16 years old and he's like got to be the like one of the best rappers in the area. And like just like he came in, one take on both songs, just
really
did it. And like me and Duffy were like, holy shit, like this is crazy. Like and I just reached out to the dad and I'm like, hey, like you guys want a free photo shoot? Like, you know, whatever you guys want, like let me help you guys get better content, do whatever, because like this kid's going places and I just want to be a part of the journey. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And I think that's the experience I love. You know, when I had Scotty on, man, Scott, I call him Scotty.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
That's my boy, you know, but everyone loved those solo tracks he did, and the band covers.
Yeah.
You know, and I love covering because when I had him on, dude, we shared. I was gonna bring.
I laughed, or like when you guys were like, you shouted me out during your guys' podcast too. Like, yeah.
Yo, get out that porn, man.
Yeah. That's what you said. Yeah. He's got his account hacked.
Yeah. So, but we had the proper 12 whiskey, which I was gonna bring today.
I'm not gonna lie, I even brought ice in this. Look at this thermos down here.
I saw that. I
was like, I'm bringing ice. He's bringing whiskey.
I forgot right when we.
I should have asked. I would have gone and grabbed whiskey. It's all good. It is what it is.
It's a gift. It's for you guys when we come back and when we meet again.
Yeah, exactly.
But we finished a bottle.
Holy shit! Yeah. Really?
Like the podcast was going great. Then you saw the decline. That's
what this one would have been too.
Yeah. You know, and I'm glad we did it. But honestly, I love that type, you know, that style because it still got real. It still got real, man. He talked about his marriage.
No, exactly, and that's what I was when he came on the podcast too. He was just open about it. You know what I mean? And that's if you don't want to talk about something, it means that you're not over whatever happened. You know, you haven't dealt with it. You know what I mean? And when you and then but if you're willing to talk about your failures, the bad times in your life, and those things, then that's when it's like, you know, you've learned from it.
Ask me about that. Ask me my biggest failure.
What's your biggest failure?
My biggest failure.
Just ask me. Sorry,
I was just threw you off. I know I was about to say something dumb too. But no, it's real. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I want to get asked. That my goal this year is at least to get on other people's podcasts.
Yeah, and so
that's my goal.
And that's like kind of like what I started after a year of it. I was like, I'm gonna reach out to people, and I want to be. And it's like funny because it's like when some people are like, "Hey, put me on your podcast," you know what I mean? And you're like, "Oh, I don't know," like, you know what I mean?
Bro, you got like 100 followers.
Yeah,
bro.
but as soon as people are like, when people see that you've been working and you've been doing stuff, they're more inclined to be like, yeah, dude, I want to have you on. And I can share with you at least other podcasts that I've been on and stuff like that.
Well, I want to talk to that dude
Jason is his name. Knocking doors down.
Oh, I thought
knocking boots.
Body rocking, knocking boots all night long.
Yeah. No, he's a real good, and he used to be a radio host here in Merced as well and stuff like that. Yeah.
Dude, I love that pod, dude. He talked about how he said he shot a podcast about his dad.
Yeah, he said he hasn't posted. Yeah, he still hasn't posted it.
Man.
Yeah,
and see, that's where I want to get on to talk to people. I want people to pull those stories out. There's things
he's good at that too, and it was like one of those things where after,
Jason, get me on your show, man. Is he from here?
He's from here. Yeah.
Damn, I have to drive back. Damn traffic.
Well, at least you know, got to be on the right side.
How about come on my show, Jason?
Yeah. Oh, dude, he totally would, dude. And he'd be a good person. He just is like very. So he's very passionate about it, and he's always in Fresno, actually. He does something in Fresno for this addiction and recovery place. I'm probably maybe butchering what he does, but, you know.
He's like a breakdance.
He's like, yeah, breakdance over there.
Chicken wing eating contest.
No. And that's it. Like, I had him and his old co-host on the podcast, and it was my moment. It was like, because like I was like, hey, you guys have a podcast. Like, it seems like, you know, like, it seems like you guys got a lot going on. Like, I want to learn from you. And that's the thing is, like, I just want to learn from people, and I want to share with people my experiences and hear their experiences, and like this journey's crazy. Like, it's just wild, the things that have happened, and it's like so cool that Duffy can be a part of it too, because it's like me and Duffy, like, we're just like fucking around, you know, and like
it was turning into something.
Yeah. I was like, hey Duffy, I have no idea about sound, like, what do I do? And I'm like, I know, I'm just gonna get these XLR to 3.5 jacks, like, we can just use that. And he was like, no, I think you should get an audio interface.
That is garbage.
Yeah. And then I was using the Amazon Basic mics.
I saw those.
Like, literally for like probably 50 episodes, I think. Like,
those made me real good at cleaning up audio.
Yeah.
Really,
he learned so much.
They were so bad. I had to pull out every trick in the book.
You have learned, my son.
You have grown. And I think that's where I want to get into, man. I love my wife, how she does what she does. And, you know, for her to partner with me, because I think one of my biggest mistakes was Unfiltered is I never included her. Mm-hmm. I didn't know if she wanted to or not, but at least make the offer. I'm like,
yeah, exactly. And that's like with my wife too. It's like my wife's my number one supporter. She's there. She's my rock. She's the reason that I'm even doing this, because every like I talk in other podcasts, the Knocking Doors Down one, like every other relationship I had, it was like, oh, I'm gonna fix you up, that type of attitude. It was like, oh, like the girls were always like, I'm gonna fix you up, that's what I need to do. And she was like supporting me in whatever I want to do. Like, if I was like, hey, I want to do this, she's like, you should do it. If I want to do this, you should do that. She supported me and whatever I wanted to do, instead of being like, no, I don't think you should do that. Like, we did, and everyone was always like, wanted to talk about marriage and stuff like that. I'm like, I'm 22, I'm 23. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like,
that's true. And I think that's where including her now, man, has really helped me. You know, because it gives, and it's something that I know she's very uncomfortable with.
Yeah, my wife came up with the promo. We'll shoot after this, which I'll explain after. I don't want to ruin it. Yeah, but yeah.
Well, she's in bringing her in because she's very, you know, I'll be in the back. You know,
yeah.
You know, her jumping on and helping now, and especially having a conversation, you know, with the guests. You know, it's fun. A lot of people love it. You know, and so. Definitely want to get more reels of her because she did like the National Women's Day. Mm-hmm. Very nervous. We shot that like how many times? Like 100? No.
Dude, sometimes that's like me though. Sometimes like crazy when
I'm like that.
this most recent ad read one, it was like 30 minutes, but I did 10 ad reads, and I was like, oh, that was good. Like I did that quickly. But like I've had like intros that I'm doing, and it's like an hour, and it is like I had 3 ads and like just my intro to do, and I'm just like, fuck,
Yeah.
like fuck, like or you just go on a rant, and I'm like, I need to know what I'm going to talk about.
Well, see, that's where I am when I shoot my reels. I don't have a script. It's how I'm feeling. It's how I'm thinking. It's like where am I at in this moment, and that's what I just try to put out.
Yeah, I started just getting just an outline of like, what do I want to talk about? Not even an outline. It's just like subjects I want to cover those subjects, but don't because I used to just freaking like my intros used to be like 8-9 minutes sometimes, and that's good and everything. But sometimes it's like I want to get my point across in 3 minutes. You know what I mean? Doesn't need to be this long of a thing to get my point across. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think my last podcast I shot was like 28 minutes. So it's the shortest podcast I ever shot.
Oh damn!
But
was
I
it
got
the
all in
one? Yeah, gotcha.
The COVID one was like an hour and a half.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
because I shared personal video that I had.
Yeah. You had everything all up there.
It was hard to rewatch. Really hard. My daughter was sitting there watching me edit it, and she broke down. She's like, that feeling came back, you know? And so when it comes to big topics like that, you know, I'll go in. But now my one-on-ones after my COVID, anniversary, I want to keep it down like 20 minutes, 38 minutes, 30 minutes or something like that. You know, just get to the point, So I'll cut my teasers easier, because when I watch our shows, to get teasers, I watch it all.
Yeah.
I relive it the next day, and then I find our teasers that way, So with these ones, especially when it comes to that Who Told You That or the homie discount, that's off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I have a teleprompter, but I don't use it.
Yeah.
I need to, but I don't have time.
I think that what you're doing is, I think, and that's what I think. I think if you become too much like the news places and the other things, like that's what people are more drawn to these conversations. These well, I had a script that we didn't even use any of it. You know what I mean? But people are drawn to authentic, real conversations, and I feel like when people start doing the scripted stuff and things like that, people can tell, you know what I mean? And it's not like this next up, oh, dude, I saw. That's just so random. I literally got out of my. So me and Lindsay got Starbucks. We got back to our house. I get out of the car, and there's just a little dog walking past us with a full corn dog in its fucking mouth. And it's just corn. It's juicy. Yeah, but it's walking. It just walks past us with corn in its mouth, and I was like, hey, because I was trying to grab my phone because I was like, hey, and it was just looked around and started running away. I was like, no. Did you get it? No, I didn't.
That would have been so dope to overlay that song.
Yeah, I know.
It's cool. Oh, I hate that song now.
Yeah,
I wake up.
I still love that song.
I wake up singing it.
It reminds me of early, like 2011, 2010 internet. They'd always redo songs. I remember there was one backing up. There was this one where it was someone I don't know what they did. This lady, it was a news thing, and then people make everything songs. But that's what it reminded me of. I was like, oh,
I wish you
had
had
a while.
that, though.
Oh, I do too. It was just one of those things. I can't believe I'm saying this, Lindsay. You saw that too, right? She's like, yeah, I saw it.
That's funny, dude. I know. I like that, but after a while, when it comes to, I think one thing I like TikTok because you go down that rabbit hole.
I don't.
But the thing is, if you get your reels dialed in for Instagram, just share that thing.
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, but don't do the Instagram burn where they burn their logo in. Just upload the original because I've done that.
What do you mean burn?
You know how when you upload your reel to Instagram and you download it, if you put captions, it has the Instagram watermark on it. Don't put that on TikTok. TikTok doesn't like that.
Oh, gotcha. Part of the algorithm, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah. And so
it's just that their captions suck, though. I will say that. You know what I mean?
So what do you use to edit?
I just do Premiere Pro.
Do you use their captions?
I have. So how do you change their captions to look better?
You go to captions.
And then it does it. Does everything.
And then you highlight it all. And you go, and your graphics element page will pop up, and you just fix
it's on graphics element page. So I was trying to do that today for something, and I was but I was just staying on the left side of the transcript, and I was like, you got to be able to edit all this stuff.
Yeah, so when you hit transcribe text, it'll show you it. Then you can type.
You edit everything.
Then you hit the CC on there, and it makes the captions for you.
Yeah.
And it has it on the bottom, so you highlight them all.
Yeah.
I raise them up to like the wiener if it's like someone standing to like wiener level.
Well, I couldn't even figure out that today. I was trying to do that today, and I was like, how do I even? I highlighted them all, and then like you can't nest them.
It's like the zeros. I don't know where it's at, but it's like it's just up and down. It's just replacement, you know.
So, but it's on the right side
so
under
it
the
does it all.
graphics.
Yeah, it does it all. So when I move it up, I forget the font I use, but I do all caps. I change it to yellow, and I did the.
Can you just change it to all caps with the button?
Yeah, there's like the.
On the thingy, it's just like two of them. Yeah, bold. Exactly. And
so two of us.
That's
all capitalized, and I changed to yellow, and I put the stroke at 30 black, so you can see it. You know, so
gotcha.
that's what I do. But for reals, man, I'm just trying to like keep putting out.
And that's what you got to do.
Yeah,
it's just like putting out content. You know what I mean? It's just like you're saying, you never know who's gonna relate to what. You know what I mean? And it's just like you're saying, you put stuff into words that people maybe couldn't even get into words.
I think people do that for me first. Like when I had you guys on, when you were on, you guys showed up, man. There's a lot of things. I'm like, man, this is a good, fun conversation. You know,
I truly enjoyed it. It was so fun.
And it's like I do notice things. Do you rewatch to kind of critique yourself?
So in the beginning I really did that because it was just
but now I'm perfect.
No, I just said I used to. It was like I didn't know how to be a host in the beginning, and so I would just have all these filler words, and it was just super cookie cutter. Like, all right, now let's tell me the best piece of advice you've ever been given, and let's tell me, like, you know what I mean? It was a too cookie cutter, basically, too scripted. You know what I mean? And now I've learned how to have an actual conversation and how to not say like and you know all these things.
My thing is man.
Man, what's up, man?
Man, you know, man, and I find
mine used to be like.
Oh. Yeah, my wife said she heard when we were watching. She's like, he says like a lot,
and I still do, but you should have seen when I first started. It was like,
and you was like, like. But I cut out maybe a minute's worth of man, and you know,
oh yeah,
I hate it. You know, it's like, hey man, you know, man, I don't even know I'm saying it.
Yeah, you don't, man. It's like it's over your head.
Get out of the hood, man. See, man. But I don't know. I just think now, as the host, it's weird to say that, you know, because I know a lot of my friends and people that you know watch and listen and do support me. They're starting to hear and see things about me that they're like, dude, we didn't know that.
Yeah,
you know, we didn't know you could actually do this. You know, one of my buddies at work. For the news station, man, he tells me, he's like, dude, your production and what you're doing is 100 times better than what these news stations are putting out. You know,
and that's cool that you're what you want to do with the foundation and everything. That's so cool.
Nobody knows about that. Now that everybody knows,
I didn't go into detail.
Yeah, but I did too.
Okay,
no, I don't care.
I was like, was that before or after? I have no idea.
Well, it's funny. I know it was funny because one of my buddies, that's one of the board members, was like, dude, there's another group there in Clovis that's doing that.
It's like they're not going to do it like
Yeah, so I was like, that doesn't scare me only because I know they don't have me.
There's a million other podcasts too. You know what I mean? It's like there's a million other people doing the same thing, but it's like with your mind and your attitude and the way that you want to do things, it's going to be different.
Yeah, and see, that's what I'm saying. They don't have someone like me. It's not like an ego thing, but me, I have a different drive, dude. There's something like, man, if I'm going to do it, dude, I'm going to do it. She knows me. If I get bored of something, I stop. If it's something I think, you know what, I'm done with this. I got to grow. I'm stunted now, and I get real irritated. That's why I left the news station. It's boring. Plus, they're making money off my ideas and all my work. It's like, man, the hell with you guys. I'm doing this on my own. You know, and it's not like it was like this big old elaborate thing, man, but it's just like I can do this on my own.
Yeah.
You know, I finally got to step out because, again, I'm the one not getting ready for the rain, the crop, you know, because I know you have, you know, that's what you do. The almond guy, it's like to me, that's where it's, you got to invest, you got to trust yourself, man. And that's where it gets cliche, it gets redundant. But the reality is that when you actually hear it from somebody who's been in the dirt, it's different. That's what's different, man. I can take advice from you guys because you guys are in the dirt with me right now.
Oh, we're all in the dirt.
Yeah.
We're rolling around in it.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. But somebody that's clean is like, hey, life's going to get better for you, bitch. Mom and dad paid for that.
Yeah.
So, you don't know nothing. You don't know shit. You know, but these guys do. And you see the scars. You see the armor.
Well,
you see the dents.
And the growth and the, like if we're doing this whole dirt thing, like, you see, like, the
He's like, well, speaking of dirt,
yeah. But you see the growth from people, you know what I mean? Like, you see, like, You see when people are growing
It
and when
works.
they're and when people are blooming into what their full potential. You know what I mean? Yeah, I'm keeping it.
You're really going with this one, man.
Hey, man.
I feel
you started.
You're exactly right.
Yeah.
So, because again, when you actually start seeing it work, that's where I'm like, dang, this actually, I didn't see this happening.
Yeah.
I didn't see this growing, and so then when other people see it, it just solidifies like, I'm doing
Yeah,
this.
exactly. And when people reach out and just say, "Hey, man, I like what you're doing," you don't know how much that means to me. Even if it's a simple like, "Hey, really enjoyed that podcast. Hey, really like what you're doing." Like just that alone, I'm like, okay, that's why I'm doing this. You know what I mean? It's not for like you're saying the numbers, the views, anything else. It's just because like I'm actually passionate about it. And for like so long in my life, I wasn't passionate about anything. You know what I mean? It was just like, I think I'm gonna do this. I think I'm gonna do this. I guess.
Well,
I'll
you're
be
a young
teacher.
kid too, man.
Yeah.
And me, dude, that was my thing is that I didn't know anything because I had no education. I had nothing, dude. Kicked out of high school, man, and didn't know nothing but just construction.
Really?
That's it. And when I started learning cameras, dude, I got kicked out of high school. I was serving
You
community.
said through church? Is that when you first started, right?
Yeah. Through church.
Churches always have crazy board systems and everything like that, too.
They do.
Yeah.
And that's where I started. That's where kind of the seed was planted in the dirt. That's where it started. And then one day someone watered it. It's like, hey,
the rain
it
came.
bloomed. Yeah. We are really running this into the ground. But that's what I love about it, man. So it's so dope, man. I mean, again, I'm happy to be here, dude. I mean, you guys
Dude,
are killing it.
dude, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's just like, I don't know. It's like we can relate. We can relate to each other. And like that's what
Even being an old guy.
Yeah, even being an old guy. No, but especially like podcast hosts. And it's even if people like there's this guy on Los Banos and he has a really cool podcast and he's not like as nerdy as us with the gear and stuff like that, but he just is fucking adamant about it. And it's called the Hassle of Herod podcast. And I went on his podcast. That's the one where I showed my tattoo for the first time.
I've seen that
and he
one.
was like, Stockton, motherfucker. Like, he made that whole little edit and stuff like that. And he's not into video or anything like that, but he puts in the work. And he's like 120, 130 episodes in, you know what I mean? And he's just passionate about it. He's like, he's a trainer for MMA and stuff like that. But
I watched that one.
Yeah. Just like, he's like a passionate dude. And like, he doesn't let the fact that he's not into cameras or he's not into anything you know what I mean? He doesn't let that stop him. You know what I mean?
Your work will speak for itself.
Yeah, exactly.
Not what you have.
Not what you have.
Gear.
Not the even not the quality of it. You know what I mean? It's just
None
like
of
your
that.
message. You know what I mean? It's what you want to put out into the world.
I think that's what connects with people, dude. And I think that's where I started, I had to be more. It had to be more than just a damn show. It had to be more, man. And for me to do that, I had to make a level of a sacrifice, not for perfection, man, but just for consistency, man. Because, practice doesn't make perfect, man. Practice makes permanent. Once you've learned something, man, it's permanent. Well, and I think the mindset and the level of lifestyle actually translated to me as a husband, which I know I still have shit to work on. She knows. But as a father, I knew what I needed to be, man. And my kids watch my show. It's 11 o'clock. I'm not here. Hey, everybody, so this is your boy, Jose Cruz, your favorite Native American. It's like, my kids are watching my show, so they're watching and listening. That's important to me because when those
obviously for me, it's my parents that watch it. You know what I mean? But for me, it's like, it's so cool. And my parents are like so supportive.
Well, your
you know what I mean?
community's watching too.
Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like you're saying, it's great and everything community watches, but for me, and for you, it's like the fact that your kids aren't like, it's not like your kids are like, oh, my dad's like doing this podcast. You know what I mean? Like, it's like one of those things. It's like my kids like it. And like, I went to my mom's house on Labor Day and I walk in and she's watching my Knocking Doors podcast. Nice. You know what I mean? And it was funny because me and Lindsay were listening to it on the way over and I was like, oh, we're doing the same thing. She's like, that's so good. And I'm like,
it was really good.
I appreciate it.
See, that's the side of you I like. And I think that's what people relate to, dude, because you're talking about Adderall, you're talking about the addiction.
And after that, it was funny because it was like Lindsay was like, how was it? And I was like, I don't know, honestly. Like, you know what I mean? It's like one of those things. Like, I was serious or more serious. You know what I mean? So I was like, I don't know. Like I'll see. You know what I mean? And during it, I was like, or afterwards, I was like, maybe I wasn't good. You know what I mean? And then when I rewatched, I was like, oh, this is a really good conversation. I have good points that I'm bringing out. You know what I mean?
Dude, you killed it, man. And because I started following him on Instagram.
Yeah.
He followed me back.
Yeah,
so
he's a dude. he'll jump on yours and he'll have you jump on. He's a cool guy, and I can connect you if anything too. Boy. But yeah, he's a awesome dude.
I'm about like 7-8 episode already in planned.
See, that was our plan originally. Was like, oh, we're gonna stock up on episodes, and then we recorded 3, and then we're like, we gotta do promos, Boats and Bros of this. Like so many
promos are hilarious.
Oh, dude,
though,
I loved my Shia LaBeouf one more than like
Yeah, I saw
more
that
than like because it was like I was watching a different YouTube video and someone like randomly was saying like the internet blah blah, and they showed the Shia LaBeouf one for a second, and I was like, I forgot about that one. Like, and I was like, I'm gonna fucking use that.
You're killing it with your I don't have, because it's just me and her, and I have so much I'm editing. I have so much, and I'm like, I have an editor editing a lot of my business work.
Dude, I can already have so many ideas for you. Like you and I in a hospital gown, and like me and Duffy there, and we're like trying to revive you. You know what you mean? And then you're like, we're still here. Season 3. Yeah. And that's just off the top of the head. So imagine if we think about it.
No, that's so fun. I don't have the time to do that. But one thing I want to focus on now is getting content out there still, dude. Again, it's like you can't change the cycle of everything because after a while everyone does it, but it's your approach and how you do things. And I think your approach with all your promos, dude, are hilarious. They're dope. You know, I think what you guys are doing.
That's a part of me I got to put into it. You know what I mean? Because I love funny videos. I love doing that. I love skit shows. And so it's like my way of doing that and something that's promoting something I love. You know what I mean?
You're killing on that. And where I think I stand, man, where my strength is just those quick reels, man. It's like, who told you that? You know, and I'm really speaking from experience. I'm going to only
you can tell you're real about it, too.
Yeah, and I only want to speak from experience. I never want to speak on something I've never experienced.
Well, I think you learned that from the other unfiltered one. You know what I mean? You're saying you're saying one thing, going doing another. You're saying one thing, going doing another. You actually met, randomly, but you actually met the other guy who used to own the studio with us. You met him. There was this hairstyle, or this barber that I think you used to work for in
Ty Pennington.
Yeah. So Jimmy, there's this guy. Yeah. So that's who used to own.
I know. I know his sister.
Yeah. His sister used to work there. Yeah. So he said that one time he met you over there and stuff like that.
That's when I was just starting.
So random though. Yeah.
Yeah. When you said Jimmy and I looked you up, I was like, I know that guy.
Yeah.
Like I met his sister.
Small fucking world.
And that trip.
Yeah.
You know, his sister was cutting her
hair
his
there. Yeah.
It's so funny. I get my hair cut there at Great American Barbershop.
Yeah.
You know, and they still show my videos. We shot 15 videos, man, of people getting haircuts. 15. I don't know how. I was telling her, like, how the hell did I edit all those? How the hell did I knock them out?
Oh,
and only do them for $1,000. Like, what the hell?
Editing is a bitch, man.
I got burned on that.
Dude,
I love Ty, but I got burned.
No, yeah, dude. With wedding films, that's why I'm like, it's just, I still, like, I'm only doing like 5-6 a year now because I actually enjoy it when the couple is like actually in love and stuff like that. But it's like, dude, sometimes you do something
when they're not.
I've done some weddings where I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't care. Like, obviously, I'm getting paid for this, but like, what is going on?
The minister's like, do you take so and so?
Dude, hey, dude,
do you take? Oh, yeah,
dude. I did a wedding, and literally in the vows, the person was like, she was like, a couple weeks ago, we didn't even know if this was gonna happen. I was like, what?
Yeah, I'm only here so I won't get fined.
I was like, what's going on here,
man? Yeah, I don't know. I can't do weddings, dude.
Yeah, and I don't blame. Like, and now that I do so many videos, I'm like, oh, I would way rather do photography because I can edit, listen to podcasts, listen to music, do whatever. But when you're editing a video, it's restart, play, restart, play. Restart, play. You know what I mean?
Well, what you can do if you get that switcher board, only way I'll do weddings, only the wedding ceremony, not
the ceremony,
not the party,
you just
not
going
the
back and forth,
switcher.
Yeah, see, that's what I do. I do it, or me and Jimmy do it all. We just
you could just get that switcher, run your cameras, get that wireless system, bro. Easy money, and you're doing live editing there. Drop it in Premiere, export it, color grade it, intro, outro. Whatever you want, they get it right there. You can charge $10,000.
Well, and then with weddings, I've started being like, okay, like I'm not as critical of myself as I used to be on things. Like I want it to be perfect, I want to be super cinematic, blah blah. And I mean I do a good job at it, but it's just like I'm like they're not cinematographers, so like their idea of what it's gonna be is not like what my idea of like a perfect wedding film is. So like my standards for that on myself are like, hey, get it done. Don't. Speaking of, I have one on July 26th. I haven't edited yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang, yeah, man.
But I always tell people 2-3 months. I'm like, I'll get it to you in 2-3 months. Like,
how long has it been though? You said July,
August, September. Yeah. So it's only like
6 weeks.
6 minutes.
6 weeks.
So, okay.
Minutes.
How long are your edits on those? What do you give them?
I give him like a 5 minute, like
a highlight,
5 to 7 minute, highlight. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna give him any like. I'm not capturing speeches. I'm not doing all that.
Do you know that guy who's Matt on YouTube?
I don't think I do.
You need to watch him. He does a lot of dope wedding kind of like tutorials.
And I like that.
Bro,
Yeah.
his editing is where I want to go for if I ever do weddings.
Oh yeah. I do know that guy. Yeah. I do know that.
He's like, hey guys.
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Matt. He said these are my top songs on our list. That's what I watched a video the other day of him because I was like, it's like you
tag him in this too.
The hardest part about editing is finding the music for it. To me, I could freaking edit something, but until I find the right music for it, it's like I'm like editing. I don't like that song, or I don't listen far enough. I'll listen to 30 seconds of the song, and then I get to like 30 seconds. It's like, and it just like boom, 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 boom. I'm like, what the fuck's going on now?
It's like, get up and shake that booty.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can't get into weddings, dude. If it's doing that and I can just have free creative brain,
exactly.
Let me shoot it. I'll record you guys reading your vows because that's what he does. He gives like his whole process. He records them reading their vows, very emotional, so he doesn't miss it live. And then he just B-rolls everything and adds the fun. You know, shoots all the cinematic done. It's 5-6 minutes, and I think he says he charges $7,000, $8,000, $9,000 just for that.
Those people, yeah.
I'd do that.
I know. It's just hard. Well, in this area, it's hard to have clients that are paying that much. You know what I mean? But yeah, my next year, I'm already like
Duffy.
Yeah.
I'm planning a wedding.
He's like planning a wedding.
I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
I don't. That's not my budget.
Yeah. Hey, no, we got. I'm telling you, Soul, man. Soul's. You gotta hit up Soul now.
You did really good on your footage.
Yeah. I made the mistake of telling him I would edit it, and guess what? I have not edited my wedding film yet. Sorry, Lindsay.
Oh, you haven't?
No, it's been a year almost.
Dude, you dirtbag.
I got busy, man. I didn't think I was gonna do.
Edit your shit.
I didn't think I was gonna be doing photography, videography full time, and then it really took off. And I mean, I wanted it to, but I didn't think it was gonna take off as soon as it did. And what happened in the beginning is I was working so much that like I didn't have time for anything. I was so expended, and now it's like I got to a point where I'm like, okay, I don't need to work as hard as like I'm just trying to get a few higher paying clients a month, and that's cool
fine
with me.
So since the show, when you were on mine, what have you been up with? Like, what's been new?
I've been doing like a lot of commercial work for like.
I see your stories.
Yeah. So Restore Merced, the nonprofit I'm doing a gig for them right now, loan offices, and then real estate. Not a few times a month, like 5 to 10 times a month. I do real estate, and like I've been leaning towards the things that I can turn around quickly. You know, what I mean, the turn and burn ones. Like I'd rather do that than something that's gonna sit on my desk for a little while, like the weddings and stuff like that. And like I said, like I like to pick and choose because it's like sometimes I know the people and I'm like I want to do that. I want to give you guys a good product and something like that. And that's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those types of things, and then just the podcast, just freaking trying to up the podcast. So and after every season, me, Duffy, and Lindsay kind of meet up and we're like, all right, what are we gonna do? What
next level?
Yeah, what's the next level, basically? Yeah. So.
Sorry. Man, dude. I mean,
hey, this is the longest podcast.
How long have we been talking?
2 hours and 8 minutes.
Dude, that went by quick.
Yeah.
Where's it at, Duff?
Yeah, I got 211, but I think he started the
video.
208.
Yeah.
Wait, you're recording from there too?
So he's recording
on
the
OBS
screen. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. And I have OBS and GarageBand on here.
Oh, so that's running up there.
No, that's running right here.
Yeah.
He just is doing the screen and stuff like that.
I'm just capturing this.
Well, eventually we're gonna obviously when we do multiple cameras, everything's gonna be running from his.
Dude,
but...
buy my Mini Pro, man. Practically brand new still, bro. Only has.
Is that what you first started with? Is that what?
When I started, well, it's so funny when we unfiltered the last 4 episodes, we were using the Mini Pro, and then I got sick.
Oh, everything else, and then
I shot to that, but then I realized I needed to upgrade because more cameras are coming, and the ISO I thought what I needed, and I really honestly I don't use it.
Yeah.
I don't, because it records all the cameras, all the channels. You'll get either all your videos or they're blanks, all black screen, so it piles up on video.
Oh, really?
So obviously you don't need to put that to your computer. Just delete the blanks.
Yeah,
but it piles up after a while, man. I mean, I'm filled up my drives just with the first.
What drives you use?
I just use those SSDs, man.
Yeah, the one that you sent me.
Yeah, I need to get
like a big ass powerhouse one. Yeah, those ones are. That's also a huge investment.
Yeah, that's like almost $15,000.
Dude, and it's like how many terabytes? Like fucking like like
like
50
20,
to 100.
50,
Yeah,
yeah,
something like ridiculous. Yeah.
But that's what's so cool is you can access that anywhere.
Yeah, it's like what is it? Like remember you were talking about we could build one.
Oh yeah, I wanted to build a server for here, and just that way we
could just plug in we could just plug in a whole bunch of like 5 terabyte ones in
make
there.
our own cloud system because we were so tired of using Google Drive and.
And then we found WeTransfer. Yeah, we found WeTransfer. At least that's better for me and him sending files to each other because it's instant.
But that deletes everything after a week.
Yeah. But at least it's better than freaking the fucking compression on the Google Drive.
Yeah.
It used to be like, maybe not used to be. I think maybe technology has gotten so much higher and stuff and resolution and stuff. But it's like, and then I just finally got a different thing for my clients. I was using Google Drive for far too long. I just got.
You don't have Dropbox?
No, I had Dropbox too, but even Dropbox, just the format of it doesn't seem as professional. You know, I mean, it's professional, but it's not like a good format.
Yeah,
and so I just use this one called like Pixie, I think, and it's like. I just have delivered stuff to clients and they're like, "Oh, this looks amazing," and it's just basically like a gallery, and you can hit download.
Yeah, I need to get into that too.
Yeah, and dude, it's like $10 a month. It's hella chill.
Right now, I have Dropbox. I have the 2 terabyte selection.
Oh yeah.
And that works fine because a lot of my clients do have Dropbox, and it's like easy for
them, and you can download all the files at once, and that's the biggest thing to me is like downloading all, or for the clients too, and make it easier. You don't want to have them to go download.
It's all one.
Yeah.
You know, I think as I go, I'm learning, dude. I need to get the cloud system. I really want. I think next level. Maybe I'll, hire you to like help me do that. You know.
Oh, I'm still learning as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, whatever I learn, I'm an open book. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, he'll definitely do.
I'll make some homemade. Well, my wife will make homemade menudo for you. You like menudo?
I do like menudo.
No.
See, I don't know. I don't like to tripe in menudo for some reason. I just like the texture of it. I like pho, yeah.
Well, the tripe saying this tripe.
No, but I don't get pho with tripe, yeah. I like pozole, though. I fuck with pozole.
Yeah. Which one, green or red?
It doesn't matter. I will eat them all.
We need a plan.
Well, we gotta hang out. Just come hang out with you guys. Yeah,
we'll do a Christmas party or like.
I'm doing a Christmas party. I don't even know if I told you. I rented out.
I don't know if I told you.
I rented out
at the Itlo.
At the Itlo, yeah. There's and so you'll be invited and stuff like that. And it's I want to do like a black tie event so everyone's all fancy and stuff. And then and it'll be like we'll buy dinner for everybody, and then there's like an open bar, but it's like not open bar. Sorry, opposite of that.
He said it.
Opposite of an open bar. No.
His word.
It's like it's a bar that's like you can buy stuff, but it's like $3 for a beer. You know what I mean? Super cheap their prices. But I just want to do something for not every single past guest, but you know what I mean? Invite a whole bunch of people, everyone who's been a part of it, and just like a big thank you to everybody.
Bring my whole setup.
Oh, that would be cool, honestly. Like, I mean, just to get portions of it, like, you know what I mean?
I'll bring my whole setup,
dude. That'd be cool. Yeah, just because I just want to like.
Can I sell merch? No.
They're like, what event is this? They're like, who's it?
Hey, everybody.
They're like, you're just.
This is a sponsored event by Central Valley Podcast,
and Still Here's here.
Still Here's here.
No,
but I like it, dude. I mean, I know we're like racking up the time, and definitely I know you.
I know it's
tired,
all good.
Bro.
No, it's good. So why don't you tell people where they can find you at, how they can support the Still Here podcast?
Man, you guys can find us on MySpace. Tickle that pickle. No. Instagram, of course. Same _ Still Here podcast. Facebook, but old people use Facebook.
I'm like not
but
even.
If you're old, go follow Facebook. And I'm on TikTok, Still Here podcast. Apple Podcast and Spotify, YouTube, Still Here podcast,
and then all the random other ones that you guys use.
Rumble.
Yeah.
I'm actually want to get on Rumble, dude.
Is Rumble it's like a little network thingy?
No, Rumble's like the next YouTube.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
Rumble's stock.
I had somebody hit us up about going on. They're like, oh, we want to like stream your thing on Tubi. Blah, blah, blah.
That sounds like a porn site.
Tubi is like it's like the like
I think it's like a free channel on
it's
Roku
like below
Yeah,
it's like below it's like below the Roku channel basically.
I heard Baloo. Baloop. You know, but that's where you can find me. I definitely want to get on Rumble, man. But yeah, you guys follow me there. I know you guys' audience is very supportive because I got a lot of supportive followers from your guys'.
That's awesome,
from
man.
your guys' inner circle, and I think that's where it started for the pod. You know, for us, man. And again, that's art or that's creators and hosts and podcasters supporting each other, man.
Yeah,
and I hope people followed you,
man.
Or at least on my end.
No,
I don't know who did.
yeah.
You know, my buddy Daniel follows you. I think guy Print Theory,
probably.
You know? But yeah, he's like he talks about he listened to our podcast. He said he liked it, man. It's a good podcast. You know, he thinks you're a funny dude, and he likes you.
Appreciate that.
You know, but yeah, that's where people can find me, man. I'm constantly I forgot to post today, but we got time because we have I have my All In podcast premiering tomorrow, man. That's the one that I already.
Oh, yeah. It came out already.
Yeah, it came out already.
The end of the season. It was great. It was so good. I already listened to it. I loved it all.
Yeah, that's where you can find me, man.
Awesome, dude. Jose, thank you so much for coming here. We'll shake hands like I do on every podcast and talk to you guys later.
What it is, world? It's your boy Brian Cade here. Shout out Central Valley Podcast, having your boy out here. Micah, Duffy. I'm Mr. Velvet, that's what I'll say. She got me like, ooh, I can't wait to get my hands on you. Whenever you call, I come, that pussy's amazing. Ooh, I can't seem to get my mind off you. Whenever you call, I come, that pussy's amazing. Got me out late, places I hate to go. Could tell by my face, I'm ready to head home. I'd rather be at her place, like I was last night. Babe, I had a lot of sex before, but that's the best sex in my life. Now can I be real? Little baby, a freak. It kinda caught me off guard, how she kept up with me. Hey, not only cause she rolled marijuana, she's hot as spending summer in a sauna. Obviously you the one I wanna. It's cause you got that fire, punana. And it's got me like, ooh, I can't wait to get my hands on you. Whenever you call, I come, that pussy's amazing. Ooh, I can't seem to get my mind off you. Whenever you call, I come, that pussy's amazing. I can't believe it. Lately, I'm speechless. She knows how to get what she wants. I need another shot.
This is it. Real talk and whatnot.
Real talk. That's what it is.